Darcy Charwa has a chance right now. He scores! The senior wins it. Darcy Charwa beats Robert Schultz, and ASU makes it 29 in a row over their rivals.
Hello and welcome into Oceanside Ice Arena tonight. The #1 Arizona State Sun Devils will be taking on the #4 ranked Iowa State Cyclones for the second game of the series. I'm Allison Cummings alongside Brett Deckert. And so Brett, last night you saw Arizona State open up the floodgates there in the third period. They ended up winning 5-1. They had a 1-0 lead the majority of the game. But do you think they'll open the floodgates again here tonight?
Well, that is typical Arizona State hockey fashion, that even if the game's close in the third period, they pull away. Usually, you even mentioned it last night, coming off of the opposing team's goal, like Iowa State scored that and Arizona State put their foot down. I'm not sure if I expect that again tonight, because I think Iowa State will see that coming. And they really let that get to them late in the game. It was 3-1, and all of a sudden it was 4-1, and I was down on the ice, and you could really hear how deflated Iowa State was and how high up Arizona State was. So I think tonight they're going to come in with a little more mentality of, let's stick in this one, because they've got a chance to beat this team.
You know, I have to agree with you there. Iowa State is a very talented team. They did sweep Minot State, which is a very hard team to beat, and I don't think they're going to allow Arizona State to open up the floodgates here tonight. It wouldn't be smart. You know, they're much more talented than like an NAU or like a San Diego State, who are the Division II teams. But looking at that, say you are actually Iowa State, how are you coming into this game today?
You mean I'm not Iowa State? Okay. No. Anyway, yeah, coming in tonight, I think you want to do a lot of the same things you did last night. It was a very defensive, a strong defensive battle for both teams, and Iowa State was very strong in their own defensive zone. They kept a lot of chances away from Arizona State. Where they got away from that in the third period was they allowed too many rushes and too many clear shots to the net. So I think they want to do a lot of things the same way again tonight. A lot of pressure, keep it fast. But if anything, as we said with a lot of teams against this Sun Devil team, push the puck. Get in the offensive zone and keep the puck there as much as you can. For me, it's an issue of momentum as well. Arizona State has tremendous momentum after they score. They have to watch that. I think they felt a little bit deflated after seeing Arizona State celebrate after getting that goal. You know, it was the Ostertag goal. He really opened up the period there in the third. But they have to watch that, and I totally agree with what you said. But what are the key factors going into the first period? Well, for the Sun Devils, I think it's to come out and play like you always do. Again, they're missing their Heckel and Kahn and a few other players. So, but that's not a factor to them, and they know it. No team scares them. So they're going to come out the same way they always do. It's the same game. It's just one more game. Come out, play their defense, play a strong offensive puck, move the puck, not too physical. Iowa State, they're coming in to play basically the same way they did last night. Defense, defense, defense. Hold Arizona State off the scoreboard, because that's how someone's going to beat this Arizona State team. Keep them off the scoreboard for as long as they can, and they did that really well for about, let me do the math, about what, 47 minutes last night until Arizona State opened it up with 13 minutes left. So if they can do that again tonight, keep it to 1-0 and get some more chances, that'll be their biggest key. And Iowa State also has not been swept all year, so they're coming back hungry. They don't want to get a sweep. They want to continue up that streak. And so Arizona State does not have a home game until January. So they're going to want to win their last home game for a while and, you know, try to prolong that winning streak, you know, 21 games. But we'll see what happens. The puck's already dropped here in a few minutes. But for Brett Deckert, I'm Allison Cummings. Stay tuned.
When you support AID, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
Think about what you imagine yourself doing. Think about what you want your life to do. Think about what you want your life to mean. What we have constructed for you is an institution that is focused on enabling your dream.
pretty much anything I imagined being able to do at college. ASU has given me those opportunities, and I've taken advantage of them.
We have a medley of student, staff, and faculty. The size actually works to every student's benefit here because whatever you are, there's a place for you here.
It's a nationally recognized college that has international connections. There's so many opportunities for every single student that comes here.
We're not doing science or business or industry or math without an end goal in sight. We have an end goal in sight and we're working towards it.
You're at the place where there's this intense energy focused on you.
ASU is the place where you can come and dream about anything, focus on anything, and move your life forward. If you really want to go to America's fastest, highest energy institution, ASU is the place for you.
Gentlemen, it's time. You've worked very, very hard to get to this moment, and it is now time to show who we are. We are not Tucson. This is Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils football, gentlemen. The Pac-12, brother. It's time for us to put it on the line and get out there and show them how to tailgate for Sun Devil football. Yeah! Go Devils! Woo! Woohoo!
Hi, my name is Jasmine Roth, and I'm a senior defender from West Covina, California on the women's soccer team. I am in biochemistry, and I'm also a member of the Barrett Honors College at ASU. Education gives you like power and knowledge, and with that you can improve the world and stuff, so that's always been important to me. Being a part of the Barrett Honors College, people think you're nerds and crazy, but you know, that's the fun in it. It creates a small sense of community in this large university, and you also have very dedicated professors who want to teach you these critical thinking skills. I have a presidential academic scholarship, so it's one of the top academic scholarships that you can have here at ASU. The scholarship means to me is that somebody actually believes in you and they want you to improve the world. Like, they're giving their money to you to actually get your education to improve the world and come up with solutions for the world's problems. These past 2 summers, I've had an internship at TGen, which is a research institute in downtown Phoenix. Out of 500 applicants, I was actually chosen twice for 2 summers to be part of the 45 Helios Scholars. Once I graduate, I know I want to go into eye health. I'm really passionate about eyes because I have had tons of eye problems. I've had to wear sports goggles my sophomore year playing soccer here, so that's really inspired me to want to go on and help people with their vision.
How do we rise to the challenges before us? Arizona State University.
You know? It's a new day, bro. My day. You gotta do it now.
Power play goal, and who else? The captain. 3 seconds, almost here. Colin Heckel is going to get a shorthanded chance of his own. Captain Canada steps in. He scores! Colin Heckel with another shorthanded goal this season. Colin Heckel bursts into the zone, cuts all the way, center, scores! Colin Heckel-esque. Ball turnover. Delinsky has some room. He scores! Dolinsky. McAuliffe, a shot, he scores! Danny McAuliffe.
I think my love of football just comes from the brotherhood that comes along with football, the competitiveness of it. It was a way to get away from reality, I guess, for me. I joined the military right out of high school when I was 18. Me and my best friend and one of my other teammates in high school, we all decided that we were going to join the Marine Corps together. My family has a tradition of military service, so I just felt like it was my time to serve. I was stationed at Camp Pendleton, California, Gulf Battery 211, and I was maybe there less than 6 months, and I had already been deployed to Fallujah, Iraq. My first deployment, we went in as infantry unit, and my second deployment, half of us did convoy security for EOD, which is the bomb squad, and the other half shot artillery. I think it did change me as a person. I mean, I think it changes everybody, you know. I matured as a man, and I learned a lot about myself and who I am. And it really made being able to play football and go to school that much more important. When we got back, I ended up playing at COD Junior College in Palm Springs, California. And I played there one season, and I got a call from Arizona State offering me a scholarship. It was probably one of the greatest moments of my life, you know. Just being able to get that scholarship was kind of gratification of all my hard work. Pat Tillman, Jeremy Stott. The military tradition here in Arizona State, you know, that's one big reason why I chose to come to ASU. It was just because of how embracing the community was towards veterans. Oh man, having a scholarship means everything. I mean, education is expensive, and not everybody gets to come to a big university like ASU. Just being able to come here and play football, get your school paid for something you love to do is amazing, you know.
Become the voice for those who don't have one. Be the eyes for those who can't see. Listen to the story for those who can't hear. Explore the world so others can as well. Become a journalist. Start here. ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. Your story begins here.
Welcome into Oceanside Ice Arena in Tempe, Arizona for tonight's matchup between the Arizona State Sun Devils and the visiting Iowa State Cyclones alongside Austin Controlis. I'm Kerry Crowley filling in for normal play-by-play man Nick Merrick tonight. And Austin, we've got a great matchup. The Sun Devils 20-0 on the season. They won it 5-1 last night, but it was a whole lot closer than that score would indicate.
Yeah, Kerry, it was 1-0 going into the third period. Iowa State actually tied it up, and then like usual, when Arizona State gets one or two, the floodgates open. That's exactly what happened last night against Iowa State goaltender Matthew Cooper. He let in 4 in a matter of about 13 minutes there in the fourth quarter, or excuse me, in the third period. I'm all over my sports right now. In the third period, and it ended in that 5-1 score, but 1-0 going into the third, got all tied up then in the third, and it looks like it was going to head to overtime, but the ASU offense just exploded from then on out. And going into the night, Kerry, an interesting stat to point out, Iowa State has not been swept yet this season, so the #1 Sun Devils looking to be the first to do that.
Well, if anyone's up to the task, it's probably the team from Arizona State in 20-0, like I mentioned earlier this year. For starters for the Sun Devils, the top line is Cale Dolinsky, Liam Norris, Danny McAuliffe, the defenseman Jordan Young, and Alex Tempe, and in goal, Robert Levin. For the Cyclones is Mark Huber, Trevor Lloyd, and Mike Lescoon up front. And in the defense, Corey Sellers and Ati and Alanto. In net, Matthew Cooper, and we're underway here at Oceanside Arena. Cyclones with the puck behind their own net. You can see Alanto trying to clear the puck right now, being chased down by Dolinsky. Dolinsky getting help from McAuliffe. Alonto doing all the work on his own. Puck heads up the ice. The Cyclones can't seem to get it across the red line. There's Alex Temby with a nice cross-check on defense. Jordan Young sliding across the ice to Danny McAuliffe. Chris Burkemper already on the ice. Coach Greg Powers going to some quick line changes after his starters were on the ice for a little extra time due to 2 national anthems tonight. The Canadian national anthem and the United States national anthem being played.
Something that probably should happen for every game, but this was the first time in my 4 years here that Arizona State has pulled that one out of its bag of tricks.
Nate Perry moves it up to Chase Ray. Chris Burkemper goes behind the net for Arizona State. Newmeyer trying to clear it. Sentinels might have a 2-on-1 here. Puck slapped away. That was Matt Bennett.
And you hear Coach Powers down below, quicker passes. He wants quicker passes from the Sun Devils out of the gate, a little sluggish. You saw that pass right there, intercepted by the Cyclone defender, not quick enough.
That was Aero Alonto on the interception, the younger brother of Auntie Alonto. Now Arizona State coming up the ice, that's Zach Holstrom. Already into the game, so just 1:40 seconds, and Holstrom's a third-line player for Arizona State, and he's already in. Team's moving quickly.
Yeah, Coach Powers, quick line changes, has good amount of players out due to injury. Udez, Kahn, Heckel, and Chisholm all not dressed tonight due to injury. They get Brian McGinty back after he served his 1-game suspension for his fight in the second game against Williston State, so he's returning tonight. But a lot of injuries for this Sun Devil team right now. And after last night, quick line changes, you're going to see, I think, a lot of that throughout this one so that none of these guys get too tired.
JP Kasak tries to play it in front of the net. Shots deflected. Jared Lebos into the game for Arizona State. Working it behind his own net now. Sun Devils trying to clear it. Perhaps get an extra man opportunity. They can't. Ostertag working up the ice for Arizona State. Holstrom goes behind the net. Sun Devils can't get a shot off on Cooper.
You mentioned Ryan Ostertag had a huge game last night. 1 goal, 1 assist. He was all over the ice and really sparked this Sun Devils team.
He really was the hero. Had the game-winning goal. Puck getting tied up right now. For Arizona State, it's Holstrom. For the Cyclones, it's John Febble.
And you saw kind of the sloppy play right there, Kerry. McGinty back there with Preckle, but just kept it himself and got hit. Sun Devils just sluggish out of the gate. Cyclones really as well. Sloppy play both ways kind of start this one.
Good hustle there from Dave Jancy to make up for the mistake for Arizona State. Now the Cyclones starting on their own defensive side of the ice, working it forward. Mike Liskoon in the right corner. Cyclones can't keep it in front of the blue line. Leskin back again with it. Brian McGinty trying to clear it now. And again, the Sun Devils cannot connect on a pass. So Arizona State in the first 3.5 minutes of this game or so has not been able to get a shot off, Austin.
Yeah, neither team actually right now. Both teams struggling to set up in their own offensive zone. Iowa State, good chance now with this face-off to maybe get something going, but neither Cooper or Levin has seen a shot yet tonight. Both very strong goaltenders in the ACHA. I was unlike Matthew Cooper last night to let up 5 goals.
In fact, in the 4 games prior to this, Cooper had allowed just 1 goal in each of those games. Minot State was the opponent for 2 of them. The Cyclones swept them.
Yeah, Minot State went in there as the number 2 team. The Cyclones swept them, and then they came here and took care of U of A, sweeping them. As number 12 team in the country, beat them 3-0 and 5-0. So Cooper, 2 shutouts in the sweep of Arizona, and then they lost finally on their road trip here last night. But they are number 4 for a reason. They've beat some extremely quality opponents so far this season, Kerry, and they've played a very tough schedule.
Puck now into the offensive end for Arizona State. Danny McAuliffe giving it chase, his trademark hustle. Cyclones looking to clear it, and I believe we're going to get an icing call here as soon as Arizona State touches the puck, and they do.
So Matthew Cooper on the season, 14-5-1, a 1.84 goals against average, a 94 save percentage. That's right behind Joe Delia with the 95 save percentage. Delia, with that, is actually tied for second in the ACHA, so Cooper right behind him there in save percentage. Shows you how good of a goalie he has been all season.
Opportunity now for the Cyclones. Shot taken there. That was Chase Ray, the freshman.
And then you got Robert Levin on the other side for the Sun Devils, leading the ACHA with a 1.03 goals against average, and then also leading the ACHA with a 96.96, I should say, save percentage. And you see right there just two extremely good goaltenders on this ASU team this season. Levin kind of with the step up just because he's leading in the statistical categories, but both goalies undefeated as Arizona State off to their best start in program history at 20-0.
Austin Parle pulled from the face-off circle there. Sun Devils win it as Cassatt can't take it for the Cyclones. Now working up the ice. Preckle looking for Burkemper. Shot slides across the boards. Good hustle now from both teams. Arizona State can't keep it in front of the blue line. Perhaps an opportunity here.
Good job there by Jared Levos getting back in time to stop Preston Blanick. Passed just a little too far out of his reach. But it would have been Blanick and Levin. Would have been a huge opportunity for Iowa State early.
Eric Rivard now for the Sun Devils. Pass off to Burkemper. He can't connect with it.
Sun Devils still without a shot here. More than 5 minutes into this one.
Uncharacteristic Arizona State fighting hard in their offensive end. They've had opportunities in front of the blue line. They just haven't been able to keep the puck as Alex Temby works it in front for Arizona State. Now shot deflected by Cooper is in front of the net now. Again, Arizona State unable to come up with it. That's Sean Murphy, the freshman. Burkemper still giving chase. He's been the one Sun Devil able to kind of control things on the offensive end. Antti Alanti trying to clear it now for the Cyclones. Now the Cyclones able to control the puck. John Fable, shot on Levin. Levin makes the glove save. Used his chest to help that one out as well.
Gets a little snow there from Jake Brune. Cyclones all over it. They're waiting for a rebound, but Robert Levin doesn't give one up.
Fable leads the Cyclones with 15 goals on the season. He's always dangerous.
Yeah, Fable has been extremely good. Had a good series against U of A. 3 goals, 2 assists, so he's been on fire lately. Sun Devils managed to quiet him last night.
Mark Huber unable to control things for the Cyclones. Now Arizona State. Shot by Ostertag. Deflected in front of the net. Rebound opportunity. Chris Blessing controlling things for Arizona State. Blessing into the corner, chasing after the puck. Cleared by the Cyclones. Jordan Young picks it up for the Sun Devils. Here comes Holstrom again. And the Sun Devils are going to be called for offsides. They're going to get Ostertag for beating Holstrom into the zone.
Coach Patterns continuing to cycle. Fourth line out there now. McGinty, Jancy, and Scott. Troy Scott with one of the goals last night. It was the first one of the game, pretty early in the game, as the Sun Devils got on the board nice and early last night. So far here tonight, though, doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Well, how well Cooper plays in net, Sun Devils are really going to have to start challenging him more often. Neither team able to force consistent shots so far. 12:53 to go here in the first period. 0-0 our score.
Well, last night, that's the most goals Cooper has given up all season long, so you have to assume that he is going to be completely on top of his game tonight. Sun Devils, though, are going to have to get chances, though. And so far, that really hasn't happened. They've only had 2. Iowa State only with 3 so far. We're almost halfway through this first period.
Blomgren with a little bit of a slow pass. Jancy picks it up for Arizona State. Jancy Moving into the offensive zone. Newmeyer, a defenseman trying to help him out. Troy Scott down there for the Sun Devils. McGinty had it for a moment. Long shot, and it's in! It goes in from the blue line, and the Sun Devils take a 1-0 lead. Brian McGinty.
And that was huge right there. Brian McGinty coming back from his suspension, looking for the deflection. He never actually got it, and he just found the top left corner there as it went through all traffic, no deflection. Cooper couldn't find it. And unconventional, but hey, it works. Brian McGinty, welcome back from your suspension. Sun Devils take the early lead.
There's no way Matthew Cooper could have seen that for the Iowa State Cyclones in goal. Absolutely no way. He was completely shielded. McGinty shot it from behind Newmeyer.
Well, they're going to give it to Newmeyer right now. I assume that gets changed.
McGinty had the puck at the blue line.
And they also said Newmeyer was unassisted, so you have to believe it's going to be McGinty who gets the unassisted goal.
Shot again for the Sun Devils, and it's another goal! From the right slot, Arizona State makes it 2-0.
Two quick scores there. Cale Dolinsky getting the second one for the Sun Devils. Great passing, right place, right time, and just like that, the Sun Devils up 2-0. Their goals have come in bunches all season long. You saw it last night, and you're seeing it here. Not even a minute gone by, and the Sun Devils put another one up on the number 4 Iowa State Cyclones.
They're going to give it to Jared Levos here.
And it's going to be Levos, excuse me, I got my numbers mixed up. Dolinsky's going to get the assist. Levos is going to get the goal.
Well, the Sun Devils' strategy here has been to shoot it behind someone, almost shielding them from our view up here in the press box. So McGinty has one, we're almost positive of that, and then Levos gets the goal there as well.
Norris and Dolinsky going to get the assist. So Dolinsky with another point now as he is now up at 40. So Cale Dolinsky with 40 points on the season. He has now had a point in 18 of the 20 games he's played in. He's only sat out one game for the Sun Devils. And for Jared Levos, that's going to be his second goal of his freshman career. Great passing there between Norris, Dolinsky, and Levos to set that one up.
Sun Devils with a little deception going on right now. And it's working. Matthew Cooper just cannot see the puck, and it's no fault of his own.
Well, the second one was more great passing than anything else. Real quick shot there from Levos. The first one, that's about as you don't see that every day. The first goal from McGinty. The second one, great puck movement, though, from the Sun Devils. And I'm eating my words as I say it didn't look like they were going to get off to a quick start here tonight. In a matter of 3 minutes from when I said that, they're up now 2-0.
And they'll have the puck in their offensive zone here. Iowa State called for icing. The Cyclones haven't been able to put anything together consistently yet on offense. Zach Holstrom into the face-off circle. Cyclones win it. Scott Antonsen. Chase Ray mixing things up now for Iowa State. Sun Devils trying to clear it. They're unable to. The shot now. Iowa State not able to keep it in front of the blue line. That was J.P. Kasak. 10 minutes to go here in the first period. 2 goals for Arizona State. We're crediting Brian McGinty and Jared Levos. Ostertag trying to get the puck for Arizona State. Forcing Cooper to come out of the net a little bit. Holstrom into the corner. Good defense there being played by Matt Bennett. Sun Devils slide across to Burkemper, and the glove save is made.
Good job there by Ostertag, hustling to beat out that icing call, setting up that shot. As now the Sun Devils have really found their stride, it seems like.
Brian McGinty with the puck on the left side, looking for Troy Scott in the middle.
Almost had a deflection there from Dave Jancy. Jancy making his first series appearance since the Oklahoma series. On the road, he got injured. It was an ankle injury. It took him a while to completely heal up as we're getting offsides here on Iowa State. But he is back full and healthy. Had a good game last night in his first game back. Almost had a deflection there off the shot from Troy Scott. Jancy, one of the senior leaders. No goals so far on the season, but he has not played much due to the injury. 4 assists, though. So I'm sure he's itching to put one in the back of the net.
Chris Kikulia was able to win the face-off for the Cyclones, but they were unable to maintain possession of the puck. Now Iowa State working it up. Austin Parle. Puck cleared, though, by Arizona State. That's Levos, the goal scorer. Arizona State starting to string things together offensively. Dave Jancy in the corner for the Sun Devils. Jancy goes behind the net. Puck knocked. Check that the net knocked off its moorings. And we have a stoppage in play.
Sun Devils going back to the first line. McAuliffe, Norris, and Dolinsky. It's the one line that's really managed to stay healthy and intact so far all season long. Impressively enough, and you see the results with the points that Kale Dolinsky has. Does not lead the ACHA in points anymore, but currently sitting in 3rd place.
McAuliffe behind the net looking for Kale. Kale can't find it. And the Cyclones do a nice job of clearing the puck here. Levin out to help his defenseman, Preckle. Kale Dolinsky really got a nice shot off from a slide in the slot.
Yeah, he got brought down to his knees, still managed to get some oomph on that shot.
Matt Bennett clearing the puck. Now that's Trevor Lloyd. Lloyd passes off to Huber. Huber's shot is saved by Levin.
Good job by Brett Preckle there getting his stick.
7:59 to go here in the first period. 2-0 Sun Devils lead. Drew Newmeyer, Jared Levos officially credited with the goals. And that's what we'll go with.
So we're taking away one from McGinty, giving it to Newmeyer. So Newmeyer, Levos, Norris, and Dolinsky all have points already for the Sun Devils. To start this first period, looking to add on more. Last night it was 1-0 all the way to the 3rd before Iowa State managed to tie it up. Tonight ASU jumping out to an early 2-0 lead after a slow start.
Mark Huber bringing the physicality in the corner to Jordan Young, the captain for Iowa State. Doing a nice job. Young passes it off to Temby. Temby just trying to clear it up. Burkemper slides in front. He's looking for a little 2-on-1 action with Sean Murphy. Murphy has to slide out to the left of the net. Murphy still looking.
Murphy had Newmeyer there calling for it at the blue line.
Behind the net go the Sun Devils. Newmeyer at the blue line in front. Nearly another goal. Good job there by Cooper. Sun Devils shooting from the blue line, sending someone in front of the net to perhaps...
Some good screens right now by the Sun Devils. Yeah, Newmeyer. Great shot right there. Great selection. That top left-hand corner, once again, you wonder if that's something they saw on tape. As McGinty kind of went that direction as well. His just never got deflected in. They went untouched and went top left corner. Newmeyer looking to go there again. This time Cooper got a stick on it, though.
Now Scott Anson. Anson in front of the net. That's Nate Percy. And Percy's shot is again saved by Levin. So Levin doing a nice job, pretty much gobbling up everything Iowa State's throwing at him right now. No real definitive scoring chances.
Great rebound control right now from Robert Levin. That is why he is the best in the ACHA right now. And only a freshman, so only going to get better from here as he has had a great start to his ACHA and Sun Devil career.
Mike Dopko trying to help out his team there for Iowa State. He is able to clear it. Sun Devils trying to take control here. That's Blessing. Blessing will just send it around the boards, force Cooper to come out. Now Holstrom perhaps with an opportunity there. Nothing doing. Blessing again forcing pressure. Iowa State having a really difficult time getting across their own blue line. Holstrom behind the net, has Blessing if he wants him. Blessing the shot! Good save by Cooper. Burkemper slides it across to Newmeyer. Back to Burkemper. Sun Devils playing a little umbrella. Kind of looks like their power play scheme right now. Blomgren in front. Kicked in!
That one probably be disallowed. They're going to talk about it. As Carey said, it was kicked in. We'll see if it deflected off or if it was a definitive kick. I think it might have been pretty definitive in this one.
That was an obvious kick from Chris Blessing.
I think this one's going to get called back, and they're going to discuss it.
Blessing will still celebrate as if it's a goal.
Pep Band will celebrate as well. We'll see what they say here, as it happened pretty quickly, but from our angle, looks like it might have been kicked in, and this one might be disallowed. And yeah,
and
that
is disallowed, rightfully so.
So that
Blessing.
Good attempt.
It was a really nice soccer move we saw there. He let the puck roll all the way to the back of his skate, and then he
Dave
took Cooper
Jancy's
by surprise.
talking about it.
I don't think Jancy has much of an argument here. But crazier things have happened. We've certainly seen two unconventional goals tonight. Sun Devils win the face-off. Prekel across to Blomgren. Check that, that's Levas. Now back to Prekel. Slides across to Levas. Good pressure coming here from Parle. Parle forces the errant pass. Preston Blanick looking in front of the net. Had J.P. Kasak for a moment. Puck still in front of the blue line. Good stop there by Levas. Levas slides it ahead to Jancy. Cooper coming out a little bit from the crease. He'll go behind the net. Troy Scott picks it up. He had McGinty in the middle if he was able to connect on that pass. McGinty leveled Scott across the middle. Jancy can't come up with it. Here come the Cyclones. J.P. Kasak, the long shot, saved by Levin. And you talked about rebound control, Austin. Levin able to save that in his glove.
Saw right there. It was like a short hop shot that he kind of picked off the ice.
Back in the day.
Yeah, Robert Levin completely controlling the rebound game right now, not giving Iowa State any second chances around the crease.
Parle up front. Good job by Dolinsky to chase him down from behind. Again, the shot from the Cyclones. That one from Chris Kakulia sails over the net and into the netting here at Oceanside Arena. 4:33 to go, 2-0 your score. Goals from Newmeyer and Levas for Arizona State.
Iowa State kind of turning up the energy and the pressure right now, getting a little more physical. Seeing a couple more shots from them as well.
Behind the net.
Seems like a little bit of urgency now in their play.
Jordan Young's clearance was intercepted. He'll come back and chase it as Iowa State just looking to dump it into the offensive zone. Cale Dolinsky with a long lead pass for Danny McAuliffe. Would have been a sensational pass if he was able to connect. McAuliffe would have been all alone. Dolinsky trying to keep in front of the blue line. He does momentarily. Iowa State, Antialanto tries to clear it. Good job by Dolinsky. Relentless pursuit right now from this Arizona State front line. McAuliffe trying to prevent the pass. The puck does finally cross the blue line. Temby leaves it for McAuliffe. McAuliffe along the boards. McAuliffe will bring the puck into the offensive zone on his own. Slides in front, hits off the post, shot there from Norris. He had a wide open opportunity to connect, and he just missed it.
I think he was a little shocked that that pass even got through somehow.
Dolinsky back to Temby. Puck in front of the net, it was sliding. Dolinsky almost had an opportunity there. Dolinsky keeps it in front of the blue line, slides it across. McAuliffe onto Alanto, trying to clear it now. Alanto up to Mark Huber. Temby controls it for the Sun Devils. 3:16 to go now in the first period.
Huber broke his stick, so he's coming off the ice.
Sun Devils momentarily had an advantage. That stick is still out there. Here comes the shot. It's Trevor Lloyd, and it's a good deflection there as Lloyd's shot went high, and Levin was able to get an arm on it.
Yeah, great job by Levin there, getting an arm on it, setting it up into the netting and stopping play. Levin's seen some pretty hard shots so far tonight. He's made it seem pretty easy there between the posts. unofficially has faced 8 shots from the Cyclones so far. Cooper, on the other hand, has seen 7, has let in 2. And that's why the Sun Devils have a 2-0 lead here going into the end of the first.
Chris Burkemper trying to get out of his own end for the Sun Devils. Good job there. That was Chase Ray. Murphy working it up for Arizona State. He's got Rivard and Burkemper. Murphy can't cross it. Back to Newmeyer. Slides it across. Sun Devils with a good opportunity here. Blomgren in front of the net. It's all loose. Rivard trying to get it. And Cooper falls on the puck. Cooper was unable to control that rebound, and Rivard had a nice chance for the Sun Devils. Cyclones covered their goalie.
Both teams going for a line change now.
2:24, Austin. You think that Iowa State would want to cut this deficit in half in the last 2 minutes of this period?
Yeah, they're definitely going to put all the pressure they can. In these last 2 minutes, cut it to a 1-goal lead. Much better. Feel better going into the locker room with that than a 2-goal deficit, but still a lot of game left to play. You saw ASU put 4 on the board in basically half a period last night, so anything can happen. A 2-goal lead, most dangerous lead, they say, in hockey. And we've definitely seen that here at Oceanside plenty of times before.
Ostertag giving chase now. That was Jake Brune into the game. We haven't called his name much. Zach Holstrom slides it up, almost able to connect with Blessing. Wasn't there. Now Corey Sellers, the defenseman, clearing it.
I think it was a great job by Newmeyer there defensively to get in there.
Brett Preckle keeps it up for Blessing. Blessing's hustle has added a lot of energy to the Sun Devils tonight. Ostertag in front of the net, he scores! Ryan Ostertag, last night's hero, and the Sun Devils have added on another. It's 3-0.
Ryan Ostertag, this freshman is on fire. His 5th goal of his freshman year's 11th point. And Kerry, you mentioned it, he had 2 points last night, a goal and an assist. He adds another one here to give the Sun Devils a 3-goal lead now with 1:21 left to go in the first. We were saying that Iowa State needed a goal in the final 2 minutes. Instead, it's ASU and Ostertag getting another one.
Certainly give Arizona State a lift heading into the locker room if they're able to hold this 3-goal lead. Ostertag from the left side with a beautiful puck placement up in the right corner of the net. And arguably, he's playing as well as any Sun Devil at the moment.
Yeah, he is right now. A young guy stepping up with a couple injuries on this team, most notably Colin Heckel and Fez Khan, some veterans. And it's Ostertag who seems to be the one stepping up this weekend. He's going to get the assist from Blessing. So Blessing with the assist to Ostertag now. A 3-0 lead for the Sun Devils.
Mark Huber trying to control the face-off. Instead, it's Cale Dolinsky who's able to come up with it for Arizona State. Dolinsky in the corner. Sun Devils not trying to stop at 3. Here comes Huber. Huber stuffed by Liam Norris. Norris working closely. That's Trevor Lloyd for Iowa State. Back into the middle. Huber intercepts the pass from Arizona State. Jordan Young now behind his own net. 40 seconds to go here. 3-0 Arizona State leads. Young finds Norris. Norris across the ice, nearly intercepted by Huber in front of the net. That would have been deadly. Shot sails wide from Tempe. Norris trying to pick things up. Instead, it's Huber. Huber leaves it for Bennett. Levin was out of the net for a moment. 15 seconds to go now in the first period. Norris chasing the puck in the corner. Jordan Young, if he's able to clear this, that should end the first period. Gets it up to Cale Dolinsky. Dolinsky will just send it forward, and that does it. The Sun Devils have a 3-0 lead at the end of the first period here at Oceanside Arena. Austin, you mentioned in the pregame that Iowa State has not been swept yet this season. The Sun Devils took a 5-1 win last night, and now they've got their work cut out for them if they want to keep that streak alive.
Yeah, that they do, Kerry. The chances have been there. Robert Levin has been absolutely perfect in net so far for the Sun Devils. Cooper he looked good to start, but Sun Devils, all goals that we should note have been up high on Matthew Cooper. So maybe it was something they saw in the third period last night. I'm not exactly sure, but all 3 goals have been up high on Cooper, and he has not been able to really stop anything. You see head coach John Fairman of Iowa State down there right now having a word with his captains before they go into the locker room. There's definitely going to have to be a pep talk going into the second period with this Iowa State team. It's something that they really haven't faced before. And so now we are going to go down to Casey Fier with Drew Newmeyer.
Drew, it's hard enough to score against a good opponent like Iowa State, but to score from nearly the blue line, how hard is that? Because you made it look pretty easy tonight.
It was pretty lucky. I didn't look at all. I just tried to get the puck on net as quick as I could, and just kind of had eyes, I guess, and luckily went in.
Now, last night the floodgates really opened up for you guys. The third, they seem to still be open in this first period tonight. How important is momentum? Because when you guys score, you always seem to run within, use it to your advantage.
Well, momentum's everything, especially at home. You know, when we have the fans here, and we're able to get momentum, have that extra step. It's the biggest advantage you can have in hockey.
Thanks, Drew. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Casey. You heard from Drew Newmeyer. We miscredited his first goal of the game. We initially said it was Brian McGinty, but it was Newmeyer. McGinty had lifted his leg and shielded us from seeing Newmeyer on that goal. So
we missed both those. We missed the first. We got the third one right though.
Yeah,
so
that was Ostertag. That one was easy to see. We saw what Matthew Cooper saw, and he didn't see much on those first 2 goals. Arizona State doing a nice job deflecting stuff in front of the net. What are they going to have to do to add on to this lead in the second period, Austin?
Just run with the momentum. ASU is good at once they get one. Usually the floodgates start to open, and more it's the goalie mentality. It's if Cooper can really survive here, mentally. That's the thing with goalies. A lot of them, you get one on them, and it seems like the floodgates for them really start opening. They've gone up high on him, as I mentioned, all 3 times here to start this game. So maybe that's a weakness of his that they found through video or after last night. So we'll see if they keep going there. They're just going to ride this momentum out and probably try to outdo the 5 they scored last night.
Well, it's 3-0 right now. The Sun Devils off to really a dream start. Stay tuned for second period of action. And, of course, our intermission report coming up next.
Gentlemen, it's time. You've worked very, very hard to get to this moment, and it is now time to show who we are. We are not Tucson. This is Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils football, gentlemen. The Pac-12, brother. It's time for us to put it on the line and get out there and show them how to tailgate for Sun Devil football. Yeah! Go Devils! Woo! Woo-hoo! Ha!
My love for football, it comes from playing in the street as a kid growing up and just seeing how football, always kept me from going to the bad side in life and doing all the bad things that my cousins did. I'm from a rough neighborhood in Long Beach, California, where Snoop Dogg, Warren G, Nate Dogg, all those guys talk about, 21st and Lewis, that's the actual street that I lived on and grew up on, and just seeing the things that went down on that street and in that neighborhood, the gang violence, the drugs, not knowing where I'm gonna lay my head at some nights, not knowing if food is gonna be for sure, or seeing how easily it could have been for me to slip through the cracks and just give it up and just say, man, I'm done with all this stuff. But at the time, it was just something that just told me, don't go down that path. Your life is set to be way better than what it was dealt. It is like a fairy tale just to be here, and I just appreciate it, and I never take a day for granted. I don't take a class for granted, a free book for granted. The way the Sun Devil family has looked out for me and have really cared about me, not just on the field but off the field, and it's something I'll never forget, and every time I put on that Sun Devil uniform, I put it on with great appreciation.
How do we educate in a rapidly changing world?
How can we create a sustainable way of life?
How can we teach peace?
Arizona State University. Rise to the challenges before us.
When you support aid, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
Hello and welcome into the first period intermission show. I'm Allison Cummins alongside Brett Deckert, and Arizona State is up by a score of 2-0. So Brett, we talked about the floodgates in the pregame. Do you think they opened up this period?
Well, they certainly opened up more than you would even expect. It's 3-0, Allison. You should know that.
Oh, yeah, the fluke goal. The fluke goal.
Yeah, exactly.
He kicked it.
It would have been 4. No. And then Ostertag with his third goal there.
Oh, that's
made
right.
Up for his
that's right.
goal.
It was late. See? Oh.
Silly Allison wasn't even watching the game. Anyway, what was your question even?
Oh, the floodgates. Did the floodgates open up?
Oh, those floodgates. They certainly opened today. We had almost 4 goals coming in. Arizona State returned to their usual dominance. Really, the key was, well, Cooper's not as sharp as he was last night, and a lot of the pucks that didn't get through last night are getting through tonight. So Arizona State's really getting those shots that are coming from the point, or they're going clear to the net and finding the twine much easier than last night.
And you know, Arizona State does have a trend of taking the momentum into the third period. They came out explosive here tonight, something they don't normally do. I totally agree with what you said. But also the takeaways for Iowa State, they're heading into the second period down by 2. You know, the 2-0 deficit is the most dangerous deficit in hockey. So what are they going to come out and perform like?
Well, they've really got to kick it in the high gear. Now, obviously, this game's far from over. You can't get down on yourself, but some of that fire that I saw in the first period, they didn't quite have. Right. To start this game, that Iowa State team was up on the bench a lot. They were standing up. They were rearing, and it got quiet towards the end of that period. So they're obviously feeling some pressure from the Sun Devils. They don't like where they are, being down 3 goals. But overall, they know it's not over, and they've got to come out here in the second period and really push the pace and get back into it early.
And I do want to give them credit for the beginning half of the period. They were beating Arizona State out. It wasn't until Arizona State's Neumeier goal where they kind of fell apart. I thought that they were winning the period for the start of the game. But we saw Arizona State's depth. You mentioned in the pregame show that Heckel's out, Kahn's out. You saw 2 defensive goals being Leibos and Neumeier, and then Ostertag's goal. How could I forget it? The guy has been on fire lately. Right. He had that assist last night, the Holstrom one, and then he scored a goal of his own. Talk about the depth of Arizona State.
Well, 3 more freshman goals for the Sun Devils tonight. It's been a freshman takeover lately, and that's the key for this Sun Devil team. They've got 4 solid lines that can contribute on any given night, and that's the key tonight. When you're missing your top scorers like Kahn and Heckel, especially last night missing 66 points with the 4 guys out, the production that they have, Craig Powers isn't scared of any other team, because on any given night, these guys can contribute, and we're seeing that again. You
know, we should really be making a game is which freshman's going to be scoring here tonight, because it really could be any of them, or any player really, but that'll do it for this intermission show. For Brett Deckert and Allison Cummings, thanks for watching and stay tuned.
Gentlemen, it's time. You've worked very, very hard to get to this moment, and it is now time to show who we are. We are not Tucson. This is Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils football, gentlemen. The Pac-12, brother. It's time for us to put it on the line and get out there and show them how to tailgate for Sun Devil football. Yeah! Go Devils! Woo!
Both my mom and dad played basketball in Indiana, you know, the Hoosier capital. They're both fans of the Bulls, you know, growing up in the 90s, and I'm a 90s baby. So they love Jordan and the Bulls era, so my parents threw me into sports kind of early to try to get an advantage, because they knew that it was possible that I could become a professional athlete. I have a strong Arizona family base here. Most of the people have been supporting me and my family with basketball since I was a little kid. So, you know, having my family here watch me, you know, every home game, my grandmother, it was a huge factor. And my mom's an alumnus from Arizona State, so I kind of had the ASU blood in my system from a kid. A lot of people figured that I had bad grades in high school and that I wasn't a smart kid, but you know, the NCAA requires a certain grade point average with a certain SAT or ACT scale. My grade point average was about a 2.9 and I needed a 19 on my ACT and I got an 18, so I was kind of off just a little bit on the sliding scale, which made me ineligible for the first year. It was tough, you know, it was the first time that I ever had to sit out for basketball as far as, you know, my choice. You know, the community was behind me throughout the whole thing, you know, fans from little kids to senior citizens to alumnus. Everybody gave me Twitter, Facebook, Instagram support, you know, supporting my family. I just felt like the whole community and the whole state was behind me because they wanted to see me be able to play with Arizona State. I knew that I had to come back and be that much more better because people were expecting that much more out of me. So I just played with a chip on my shoulder. I played with the lion's heart. I just came out and Coach Sinet gave me the free rein to be able to make plays and play my basketball game. I'm not going to be playing basketball for the rest of my life. I feel like I want to market myself a little bit better, and having a degree behind you is a lot better when you're trying to get jobs after basketball. My mom's a professor, so she's huge on degrees. You know, if I go to the NBA without getting my degree, she does want me to come back and finish up my education. So it's an opportunity for me to even be a student athlete. You know, getting my education paid for is a blessing. They say college is the best time of your life. So far, it's been the best time of my life. I'm going to remember that when I'm in the NBA.
That's really what makes Arizona State University unique, is that in order to really get a good feel for the university, you would have to talk to the people that live there, that play there, that study there, that thrive there. I mean, we do have 4 campuses across the state, and each one's unique and each one's beautiful in their own way, but overall we're one university in many places.
Just the experience through the football, through the professors, through the student body, there's just no other place like this.
Wherever you go, you see pitchforks everywhere, and I loved it when I came here, and I just figured it was meant to be my next home.
We're moving so forward and being so progressive. You look around ASU right now and there's buildings being sprung up, and you know, things happen so quickly, and it's exciting to be part of it.
Everybody who's here wants to do something amazing with their degree, and they all have so much ambition, and it's great to be around that because it brings you up too.
You come to ASU and you can really do anything you want and whatever you want based on what you're passionate about and what you want to do. When you're a Sun Devil, anything's possible.
It's like the best feeling ever, probably what I live for, because you come on stage and then the lights hit you and you can't see the audience at all, really. It's just you and you're doing what you love.
It's almost surreal. You know, game day comes and it's a really cool feeling, all the adrenaline and all those fans, all those crazy rowdy students waiting for you, and it'll never get old. You know, I still get butterflies to this day because this place really has become a part of me, and I'll always be a Sun Devil. You know, that'll never change.
Being a Sun Devil means pride, it means tradition. We're representing Arizona State by playing softball and going out and getting a national championship for our university.
Motivation for me comes from inspiration. It comes from the people that I've met. It comes from every single patient that I've come across. Every single one of them has touched me in some way, and that has given me fire to go on. And maybe I'm not going to help the entire world, but that doesn't mean I can't touch one person's life.
Oh, it's unreal. And I kind of had a dream to use engineering to help people, but I never expected it to happen in my sophomore year of college. And that's all because of ASU here and all the innovation they have that allows the students to actually solve real-world problems.
Everybody strives to be the greatest here. There's a lot of opportunities to go forward, to just be that better person. I gotta say, it's a life-changing experience.
I think the one thing that unites all the campuses at ASU is that we're all just moving. We're moving forward.
We learn about people here. We are one community. We are one student body. We have so much energy. We have so much passion. And I've loved every second of being a Sun Devil.
Become the voice for those who don't have one. Be the eyes for those who can't see. Listen to the story for those who can't hear. Explore the world so others can as well. Become a journalist. Start here. ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. Your story begins here.
Back here at Oceanside Arena, the second period just underway in Tempe, Arizona. It's the Sun Devils 3, the Iowa State Cyclones nothing. The second period action gets underway alongside Austin Controlis. I'm Kerry Crowley. The Sun Devils controlling the puck right now, as they did for much of the first period. Alex Temby going to the right corner for Arizona State. Looking to clear the puck, Corey Sellers, the sophomore defenseman. Jordan Young slides it back in the offensive zone, but it was just a dump off. Now Auntie Alonto. Slides it forward. Mark Huber dumped it off. And a line change for the Cyclones, less than a minute into the second period. We saw goals from Newmeyer, Levos in the first period, and then Ryan Ostertag as well for Arizona State. That was Rivard in front of the net. Trying to catch the puck. Newmeyer on defense now, as Chase Ray, the freshman, gives chase. Rivard leaves it for Sean Murphy. Murphy chasing it in the corner. Murphy bringing a little physicality right now. Arizona State having no problem keeping the puck in front of the blue line. That's Newmeyer. Sean Murphy trying to get a little too creative in the corner. Rivard slides it in front of the net. No one there for Arizona State. Cyclones clearing it up along the boards. Opportunity now. It's Scott Antonsen giving chase. Brett Blomgren with the puck for the Sun Devils. Blomgren behind the net. Behind Robert Levin, who had an outstanding first period in goal. Here comes Rivard. Sean Murphy. Chris Burkemper along the right side, the boards. Newmeyer slides it across. That's Brett Preckle. Preckle in the middle. Sean Murphy can't do it. 2-on-1 chance. Here's Preston Blanick. Off to the right. Good save there. Deflected by Levin. Brett Preckle. Chris Burkemper now. Sun Devils have been on the ice for a long time, and now we'll see some line changes. Holstrom into the game. Blessing of the game. Ostertag comes in as well. Coach Greg Powers shifting things up. Levos in it as the defenseman. Preckle was one of the first to change lines. He stays on. Chris Kakulia giving good effort in the corner. Kakulia comes up with the puck, slides it across. He was looking for Austin Parle. Parle couldn't come up with it. Now Holstrom. Neither team able to maintain consistent possession right now.
We're going to say hand pass. It's going to stay in the Cyclones' offensive zone. Iowa State. Sorry, Kerry. Iowa State in a bit of a change here mid-season as Al Murdoch left the program 2 weeks ago after the sweep of number 2 Minot State. He was the head coach for 45 seasons since 1969. Had 1,070 wins, 1 national championship, and actually as Levin makes the save, the ACHA National Championship Trophy named after him, the Murdoch Cup. So quite a legend in the ACHA, had a big part in getting ACHA players to the World University Games, which actually ASU has a couple guys going to this year for Team USA, but he decided to retire mid-season. John Fairman, the interim head coach, he was the assistant, could become the regular head coach, but no announcement from Iowa State as of now. And Murdoch's just a big part of ACHA history. Interesting way to see him go out, but he said he wanted to go out on top, so he left after sweeping, I should say, number 2 Minot State. Someone made a good point to me. Why not wait till you try to get number 1 the next week? But I guess that was his time, and he decided to go, and just quite a legend, but an interesting midseason change for Iowa State. We'll see how it affects them the rest of the season.
Well, Iowa State did pick up those 2 victories at Arizona, so they have started off their road trip well, although they dropped last night's game 5-1.
Yeah, Fairman now officially 2-1 as a head coach for Iowa State.
Fairman played and coached at Cornell, and now he's here with the Cyclones program. He was an assistant at Cornell. Dave Jancy clearing the puck for the Sun Devils. Moves it up to Troy Scott. Scott going to have an opportunity here, looking for McGinty, and from McGinty, slides it. Good save by Cooper. Cooper got his pads down low. McGinty going low, unlike the past 3 Sun Devils who have scored. They've all gone high. Now an opportunity slides in front of the net. Good pass there from Chase Ray, the freshman.
Well, Ray tried to actually wrap it around. I think he lost on his stick, and it actually became a pass.
To Scott Antonsen. Antonsen couldn't connect. But you're right, Austin. Ray was looking at the net when the puck slid off of his stick. Jordan Young now playing a little cat and mouse game on the defensive end of the ice. Liam Norris has Dolinsky if he wants him. Dolinsky goes into the referee. Good defense there from the Cyclones. Drew Newmeyer, puck, slides it across. Now here comes Danny McAuliffe. McAuliffe and Dolinsky working 2-on-4 basically. McAuliffe actually got a good shot off there. Cyclones trying to clear it. That's Mark Huber. Check that, Mike Dopko. His number 6 blending with Huber's 8. Cyclones wearing red tonight. Sun Devils in white. Puck sails up into the air at Oceanside Arena. Hits off. I guess you want to call these
the rafters. You can call them the rafters. There it is.
Rafters.
Well, ASU had some fun on their week off. They did not play last weekend. After the Williston State Minot weekend, they had a week off, a much needed week of rest to heal up on some energy, just get their energy back, have a little fun. So Coach Powers kind of split the team up. He had a Rookie Veterans Day, and then he had a USA Canada Day, where the 2 teams scrimmage each other. The rookies actually beat the veterans, which I still haven't gotten a response from any of the veteran players on how or why that happened, but I'm sure that didn't go over too well. And then Canada took care of USA, so Fez Khan actually had a show up. Yeah, not surprising if you look at the talent. Who's from Canada is an awkward defensive play there. Ends with Robert Levin having to dive on the puck, but Canada beat USA, so Fez Khan and the rest of the USA players had to show up, I believe, in costumes during the week. There's a lovely picture on CronkiteSports.com of Fez Khan in a Winnipeg Jets jersey that I believe the owner is Colin Heckle of that jersey. So they had some fun on their week off. Coach Power said he just wanted to get them back to having fun, being on the ice, as they've had a tough first stretch here, but have so far come out unscathed, undefeated.
Well, they certainly look loose tonight. Chris Burkemper in front of the net. Passes back. Jordan Young with a shot from just around the blue line. Burkemper working against Mike Leskin. Here comes Huber, the captain for the Cyclones, taking a shot, stick save. This one hits off the post now. Cyclones with a few opportunities in front of the net. Sun Devils just able to clear the puck. That was Rivard. Now back to Huber. Nate Percy working on the left side, slides it all the way across in front of the net. Looking for Austin Parle was Matt Bennett. Nate Percy again, mixing things up. Sean Murphy going 1-on-3 right now. Murphy dekes left. Can't get a shot off, though. You figure the Sun Devils have numbers somewhere if they're able to connect quickly with the 1-on-3 chance. Temby slides it off the boards, was looking for Murphy. Murphy didn't see the puck. Iowa State, Chase Ray down in the corner. Coach Scott Antonsen.
Coach Powers calling for Sean Murphy for a good 30 seconds there as Murphy took it into the zone. And you got Holstrom on the ice to finally complete the line change here for the Sun Devils.
Here comes Blessing, although we're going to have a call here.
And we get our first penalty of the game. Going to be a slash on Holstrom, who just came on to the ice. So ASU will go on in the penalty kill.
So with 12 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first period, the Cyclones will have their first power play. Try to cut this lead from 3-0 to 3-1 for the Sun Devils.
ASU coming into this weekend 95% on the penalty kill. One, if not the best penalty kill unit in the ACHA, but the pesky pair is missing Colin Heckle, so there is no pesky pair this week, and it's just Cale Dolinsky. I call him the pesky pair from up north, Kerry. That's Cale Dolinsky and Colin Heckle, as they have just been unstoppable on the penalty kill. A couple shorthanded goals between the two of them.
And you can see Dolinsky.
He's doing his half of the pesky pair work.
Yeah.
He just can't do the whole thing, unfortunately.
Dolinsky joined by Chris Burkemper at the top. It's Drew Newmeyer in the back right now, along with Brett Blomgren for Arizona State. I will forever have troubles pronouncing his name. Cale Dolinsky, you mentioned his offensive prowess on the penalty kill. Couldn't quite come up with the puck. Troy Scott trying to add a little help here. Dave Jancy onto the ice for the Sun Devils. Monty Alonto dumps it in the offensive zone. Again, Iowa State unable to control it. They'll be really kicking themselves if they don't get a clean opportunity here.
Well, like I said, ASU so good. Troy Scott, another one of the players that is just unbelievable on the penalty kill. Probably the most annoying player I'd say Arizona State has on the ice when it comes to the penalty kill or stopping really any offense. He has good speed, great puck awareness, and just able to really get to anything and disrupt any offense.
Pretty darn good adjectives if you're using pesky and annoying on the penalty kill. There's a reason they're at 95%. The Cyclones have not gotten a clean shot off. 25 seconds to go on this penalty kill right now. Nate Percy brings it across, and we might have an offsides call.
That we do, and you mentioned not a clean shot. They haven't even been able to set up yet, Kerry, with 20 seconds to go, and it just shows you, I mean, this is the number 4 team in the ACHA. Shows you how good ASU's penalty kill has been, and when the number 4 team can't even set up.
Nate Percy going to do the face-off here for Iowa State. He'll try to control things, perhaps get one clean opportunity. Drops it back to Matt Bennett. Bennett looking ahead for Percy and Huber. Huber back to Bennett. Bennett, the shot deflected by Levin. Bennett fired that one from the blue line. In front, Percy goes in front of the net now. Chase Ray was the last one. 2 shots taken there. Robert Levin on the save. 3 seconds left on this power play. So in all likelihood, it'll remain 3-0, at least momentarily, depending on the results of this face-off. Coach Powers is going to change lines real quickly. Whereas Coach Fairman keeps his men on the ice for Iowa State.
ASU currently has 5 on the ice with 3 seconds to go in this penalty kill. So
that's a bold strategy.
Bold move, Cotton.
See if it pays off. Sun back at full strength now, although good chance here. JP Kasak winding and grinding his way in the corner.
Sun Devils got lucky there. Kasak actually lost the puck behind his stick when he wound up. Had a clean look though.
Newmeyer in front of the net. Ooh, the Sun Devils would have had a nice rebound chance there, but a good save from Cooper. It was Zach Holstrom charging hard at the net.
Iowa State officially now 0 for 1 on the power play. Extremely clean game up until that point, though. That was the first penalty we've seen so far tonight between those two teams. Probably jinxed all of it right there with that one comment, but we'll see if they keep it clean for the rest.
Temby trying to keep things up for the Sun Devils. He finds Burkemper. Sean Murphy, the speedy forward, working toward the net. Murphy almost had a chance. Couldn't quite get it. Jordan Young. Play back to Alex Temby. The Sun Devils looking to set up their offense. It's Temby controlling back to Young. Arizona State focusing on puck possession right now. Slide it up to Eric Rivard. Rivard can't come up with it. Defenseman Alex Stevens goes back. Mike Dopko helping him out. Again forward, Sean Murphy. Can't regain possession for the Sun Devils. Levin has to go behind his own net. Jordan Young and Alex Temby have been out there for a while. Under 9 minutes to go now in the second period. No goals here, but the Sun Devils still have that 3-goal lead from the first as they change sides.
So as you say that, Temby able to get off, not Young. Nice stop there by Young.
Jake Brune was the man putting the puck in the middle for the Cyclones. Ooh, Ostertag almost had a chance. Down into the corner goes John Fable for the Cyclones. Haven't called his name much tonight. He's their leading scorer out of North Pole, Alaska, is Fable, the senior.
That's pretty awesome. Should ask him if he knows Santa Claus, even though it's not the same North Pole.
It's not the same
It's
North
not the
Pole.
same North Pole.
No,
Unfortunately not.
Jared Lebos chasing the puck behind the net now for the Sun Devils.
Still a cool place to come from, though.
Absolutely. They breed good hockey players up there. Fable's got back-to-back 40-point seasons. Sun Devils 2-on-1 opportunity. Looking for Holstrom. Holstrom goes high, just over the net.
Oh, and Holstrom just took a little too long there. I think really to find the puck on its stick, get control of it. Able to get the shot off, and then when he does, just too high. You see him come off, kind of kicking himself there. If he was able to get the shot off right away, which I just don't think he was able to control the puck in time, he had a wide open right side of the net.
Chris Blessing dropped him an absolute dime in front of the net. But the forward can't connect. Score remains 3-0. Under 8 to go now in the second period. Gil Dolinsky working hard in between blue lines. Danny McAuliffe now charging forward in the offensive zone for Arizona State. McAuliffe will wind his way around the net looking to make a pass. Perhaps has Dolinsky in front. Can't see him. Now Liam Norris chased down by the defense of Iowa State. McAuliffe working hard. Physical along the right side of the boards. Dolinsky now straight across, has Preckle. Preckle tries to dump it in the middle, can't connect. Here's Fable. Fable swings it all the way around. Levin will come out, leave it for Lebos. Iowa State able to dump it back into their offensive zone, get a quick line change. Levin brings it to Lebos. Lebos up to Preckle, up to Dolinsky, across to McAuliffe, deflected toward Norris. Norris in front of the net. He's brought down from behind. Dolinsky back to McAuliffe, to Norris. Norris looking to leave it for McAuliffe. Now Norris trying to find Dolinsky, didn't see it. Newmeyer on the line change is going to pick it up. He'll dump it in the offensive zone as the Sun Devils' first line comes off the ice. Collision now in the corner.
It was Norris and Stevens, big collision down there in the corner.
Norris has been on the ice for a long time. His entire line has changed out now.
And you can see it right now. He's kind of dragging, getting back.
Preston Blanick moving towards the net. He can't get a shot off on Levin. Now the Sun Devils control it. McGinty deadens the puck with his stick. Trevor Lloyd, the forward, picks it up. Lloyd drops it back for Auntie Alanto. Alanto slides it. Dave Janty with the clearance.
Good kick save
looks like we
there.
might have an icing call.
Good kick save there by Levin. ASU luckily completes their change, so no worry there on the icing. Rivard and Norris, the last two to get off, to get this fourth line on there. Not really sure why Rivard and Norris were out there.
Well, Norris stayed on the
Norris stayed on both
so
times.
long.
So Norris was essentially on there through two line changes.
Iowa State trying to place something on net right now, looking for a rebound perhaps. Auntie Alanto, the defenseman, comes all the way behind the net now, trying to create something out of nothing. Mark Huber can't get the shot off. Huber able to keep it in front of the blue line. Check that, that's Alanto. Alanto leaves it forward for Trevor Lloyd.
Iowa State bringing lots of pressure right now. ASU struggling to get it out.
Sense of urgency for sure from the Cyclones as Dave Jancy brings it into the attack zone for the Sun Devils. Jancy tracked down from behind. That's Matt Bennett.
Could have been a tripping call maybe there. Ref lets it go as Jancy's left leg was taken out from underneath of him.
Mike Lascoon from the left side of the boards. Puts it on net. Good rebound opportunity. Cyclones can't connect. It was Auntie Alanto again, the defenseman, going after it. Trevor Lloyd also in there. Sun Devils all of a sudden on the defense here as there's 5 minutes to go now in the second period. Matt Bennett putting the puck on net. Glove save from Levin from way out.
And right now, ASU, ISU all tied up now in shots at 14. It was ASU coming into this period at 11 shots on net, only 3 in this period unofficially though, with about 4:43 left.
Remember, The Cyclones did have that power play chance. Sun Devils weren't able to get a shot off on that time. Cyclones did get 2. Even though the power play did start out poorly, Sun Devils looked like they were controlling the tempo there. Puck slides all the way across to Rivard. Doesn't take the hop he anticipates. Newmeyer back to Temby. Temby slides it across to Young. Young keeps it in front. Slides it across. Was looking for Rivard, charging toward the net. Rivard didn't see it. Now Burkemper. Back to Murphy. Murphy misses it, and now Iowa State's going to have an opportunity. Intercepted by Alex Temby. Temby brings it across the blue line on his own. Temby, the shot high, glove save by Cooper.
Good job there by Temby, intercepting it, kind of picking it up on his own. ASU kind of seems right now complacent with that 3-goal lead. The energy kind of drained out of them. Temby, though, has seemed pretty, kind of picked up the speed right there, though.
Temby's done that at many points throughout the season. That's why a sophomore, check that, that's why Coach Powers is so high on the freshman. He's playing with sophomore Jordan Young on that first defensive line. Levos trying to keep it in front of the blue line. He's able to momentarily. Iowa State trying to clear it now. Chris Blessing fighting for it. Blessing unable to keep it in front of the blue line. Levos slides it all the way across for Holstrom. Holstrom can't pick it up. Auntie Alonto goes back. He's been on the ice for a while tonight. He's the top defenseman for this Cyclones team. He slides it across. Good chance now. Matt Bennett looking for it. Chase Ray as well down to the corner for the Cyclones. Ray can't connect. Arrow Alonto into the game. Younger brother of Auntie.
I think they have
the Cyclones
6 guys on the
on
ice.
the ice.
I had to count about 4 times, but I was real confused for a second, yeah. Cyclones got a little confused there on a change. They had 6 on the ice, and not a single ref caught that. It's Holstrom. Oh, it was a delayed penalty, and that's why I was real confused. I didn't see.
Refs did they have their arm up?
I guess the official got his arm up a little later. We didn't catch it. I don't know what happened there, but Cooper actually came off the ice, and I.
Well, when everything takes place on the offensive side, our heads are turned. Sun Devils.
I didn't see an arm go up, but now Holstrom back in the box again. So
Sun Devils penalty kill unit on the ice. Burkemper gets leveled. Here's Chase Ray. Ray looking for Huber in the middle. Newmeyer on defense is picked up by Delinsky. Delinsky doing his part of the pesky pair with Heckle out tonight. Burkemper tries to leave it for Delinsky. Deflected, and the save is made by Cooper.
Cooper went very quietly back to his bench to get that 6 men on the ice.
Snuck off the ice.
But Holstrom now the victim of both penalties for the Sun Devils here tonight. They've had 2. Iowa State has yet to be put in the box, so it's been all ASU penalty kills so far. 2 in this period. They managed to kill off the first one quite easily. Iowa State didn't get set up until 20 seconds left in that 2-minute minor.
See Dave Jancy being sent away from the circle. 1:29 left on this power play. Opportunity for Iowa State. Auntie Alonto trying to kick things off from the back. Jancy to Scott. Scott almost got the shot off. It was Auntie Alonto with the diving save, and now the puck flies up into the netting here at Oceanside.
Great opportunity there for Troy Scott. Too much traffic in front of the net, but you see him doing his part on the penalty kill. Him and Jancy paired together.
Jancy will win the face-off here. He's moving forward on his own, trying to get some help from Scott. Scott's going to be double-teamed along the boards. He is able to control it momentarily, but he has to bring it back behind the blue line. Newmeyer will send it forward. 1 minute left on this power play. Gloved by Cooper. And there's going to be a penalty called here against Iowa State. Is Jake Broom going to the box?
Jancy's going to go as well. And a coincidental.
Looks like these guys were roughing each other up a bit. Refs caught it away from the play.
It's going to be, we'll wait and see. I think it's going to be a slash and then an interference. It's The interference going to be on Jancy after the slash, but Jancy actually called for the retaliation. So ASU is going to continue to stay a man down, 56 seconds to go, and then those two will serve about a minute for 5-on-5 hockey. Okay, it's going to be Jancy with the slash, Brunn with the interference. I mixed it up.
Arrow Alonto sends it forward. Chase Ray, the freshman, having trouble along the right side of the boards. The assistant captain, Matt Bennett, back to Arrow Alonto. Alonto winding up for the long shot, but wasn't able to bring a stick down in time to connect. Now the puck behind the net. Iowa State with 30 seconds left on this power play. Haven't been able to get a good chance yet. Arrow Alonto from the left side. Alonto being tracked down by Cale Dolinsky, who levels him, and Dolinsky's going to get called now for a penalty.
Oh no, they're going to get Huber on the trip, I believe.
Arrow Alonto will go to the box now, so
Alonto.
no one in plain sight now going to the box. Alonto and Dolinsky were mixing things up in front of the Iowa State bench. Alonto skated away, and I saw Dolinsky.
They pointed at Huber for the trip.
Well, I saw Dolinsky take a shot at Alonto's leg momentarily.
Everything's mixed up. Head official pointed at Huber. Now Iowa State trying to get some fresh legs on the ice after the penalty. Now ASU now will
have an opportunity at some point.
Yeah, in about 10 seconds here.
12 seconds left on this power play, as you mentioned, Austin. A minute 14 to go here in the second period. 3-0 Sun Devils. Trevor Lloyd and the Cyclones trying to get one on the board. And now it's up to John Fable. Fable with the chance. Fable goes high, and it's just wide of the net. Levin did a nice job boxing him out there. Fable again trying to go all the way around. He cannot score. Levin turns him away yet again. Under a minute to go. Sun Devils are now on the power play chance. They'll have it for the last 50 seconds of this period.
Yeah, this one's going to carry over about 1:20. They're going to have it on the power play. ASU negated the Iowa State power play, so Iowa State now 0 for 2.
Dolinsky looking for Young. Young at the top of the umbrellas, puts it on net. McGinty can't come up with it. 30 seconds to go here in the period. Levin back to help control the puck for the Sun Devils. Perhaps one last opportunity to tack one on the board before the third period ends. Loose stick on the ice. That belongs to Chris Kikuya. Sean Murphy with a chance. Murphy's shot deflects off the defenseman. He sails all the way around. 10 seconds to go now for Dolinsky. Dolinsky, puck slides across to Young. 7 seconds. Sun Devils are going to have to put it on net. Ostertag with the shot. It's in front. Saved by Cooper. And the clock will stop with 1.5 seconds left here in the first period.
So they're just going to let the coincidentals are up. So now Jancy is out along with Jake Brune. So in about 5-minute span there, a ton of penalties handed out. After this has been a fairly,
jinx you mentioned,
yeah, it was. After a fairly clean game until that point, ASU's power play, 35 seconds of it will roll into next period, but they weren't able to capitalize really on the first minute.
Sun Devils still hold that 3-0 lead from the first period. That's where we saw all the action. Arizona State scored 2 within the first few minutes of the game. It was Newmeyer and Lebost. And Ostertag added one later in the period to make it 3-0. Neither team able to get on the board here in the second period. Iowa State at one point was really dictating the tempo and pace of this game. They had tied up the shots on goal. Sun Devils have regained that lead. Unofficially, it's 18-15 Arizona State in shots. Casey Fier is down for an interview, and she'll be joined momentarily by Dave Jancy. The Sun Devil forward getting his first action since the Oklahoma series. We're ready to send things down to Casey with Dave.
David, coming into this weekend, your guys' penalty kill numbers were at 95%. What's enabled you guys to be so successful in playing a man down?
I'd say a lot of work in practice. We have a very good power play as well, so yeah, a lot of work in practice, working on those guys. It's a lot of work to do.
Now, like tonight when you guys are ahead, how important is it to not, get too overconfident, just stay focused and play strong through the 60 minutes?
Well, I think we saw last night the importance of having a good end of the game. We had a decent start tonight and gave up a little bit in the second there, so if we can get back on our horse in the third, I think we'll be all right.
Sounds good. Thanks, David. Back to you guys.
All right, the Sun Devils lead 3-0 here as the second period concludes at Oceanside Ice Arena in Austin, with Arizona State playing so well offensively, kind of dictating the tempo, other than a 5-minute span there in the middle of the second period. What do the Cyclones have to do to get on the board and ultimately try to claw their way back into this game?
Well, you mentioned it, and we kind of saw it there. They kind of put the pressure on finally there in the second half of that period. They got some power play opportunities, but they weren't able to capitalize on them. And it's beating Robert Levin right now, which no one really in the ACHA can do, but maybe if they sneak one by, some things will start opening for them. But just continuing to keep up the pressure and play physical against this Arizona State team, 3-goal deficit with 1 period to go is going to be hard to make up.
Well, Iowa State is the number 4 team in the country. They own 3 victories against teams in the top 3, and they're going to need a little magic if they want to pull something off tonight. Stay tuned for the third period, and of course, make sure to check out our intermission report in between the second and third.
Think about what you imagine yourself doing. Think about what you want your life to do. Think about what you want your life to mean. What we have constructed for you is an institution that is focused on enabling your dream.
Pretty much anything I imagined being able to do at college, ASU has given me those opportunities and I've taken advantage of them.
We have a medley of student, staff, and faculty. The size actually works to every student's benefit here because whatever you are, there's a place for you here.
It's a nationally recognized college that has international connections. There's so many opportunities for every single student that comes here.
We're not doing science or business or industry or math without an end goal in sight. We have an end goal in sight and we're working towards it.
You're at the place where there's this intense energy focused on you.
ASU is the place where you can come and dream about anything, focus on anything, and move your life forward. If you really want to go to America's fastest, highest energy institution, ASU is the place for you.
Imagine what it feels like to be a champion. To have sold-out crowds every game. To know that night in and night out, your team is the best.
1-0 pitch, swung on, and this loop into shallow right field. That'll drop, and the Sun Devils have won it!
We all want to win, but are you willing to do what it takes to get there? Are you willing to make a year-round commitment to being a Sun Devil? Will you be there for us every game, helping us win? Make a difference by joining the Sun Devil Club. It's one thing to be there when history is made, but wouldn't it be great to know you helped make history? One Devil at a time, we all join the club.
I get to do what I love to do every day, and I see that as nothing but a gift. I think that's a gift that I get to wake up and go play volleyball and go to school, and that's something that I love to do. So in order to kind of say thank you, because I can't really say thank you other than, to succeed and do well, but in order to give back, I go help the community and give my service and do what I need to do in order to give back, and I think that's really the only way I can really express my gratitude for this opportunity to be a student athlete. I'm involved with the Sparky's Tour program where we travel around to different schools around the valley and talk about character, and Sparky is an acronym, so every letter stands for a different part of character. S stands for self-discipline, P stands for positive, A is for active, R is for respect, A is some show them,
it's cool to be a good person, to have good character. We bring Sparky with us, and Sparky steals the show. So it's really a great feeling to see them react to it and to have so much energy and enthusiasm because ASU is coming to their school. My dream was always to play at ASU. I can honestly say I would not want to be anywhere else but part of the Sun Devil family. And I love it here. I love ASU. I love this school, this program. I love it. I love it.
How do we educate in a rapidly changing world?
How can we create a sustainable way of life?
How can we teach peace?
Arizona State University. Rise to the challenges before us.
Hello and welcome into the second period intermission. So the score remains 3-0 in Arizona State's favor. I'm Allison Cummings alongside Brett Decker. And you know, Brett, it's sort of deja vu here at Oceanside Ice Arena because yesterday night, the second period was just as slow and frozen as we had talked about. So what were the biggest takeaways for you?
Well, it really was a sloppy period. No real good chances for either squad out there. Arizona State didn't get the same kind of pressure on the puck that they wanted. Now, there's only 18 shots for the Sun Devils so far and 14 for Iowa State. For Arizona State, we're used to seeing about 30 by this point in the game. This team usually racks up almost 50 a game. So Iowa State's doing a nice job of getting possession of that puck back and keeping things away from Cooper and net, especially in that period. But it left us with an almost too sloppy. Neither team could settle in and get the chances they really wanted in the offensive zone. And also a lot more penalties in that period. There was time on disadvantage, but some good penalty kills too. So nobody was able to get on the board.
Right, and to both teams' credit, no one did score, so even though it was sloppy and it didn't get out of hand for either team. And Iowa State hasn't been swept all season. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. I know they're in there right now saying, we haven't been swept, we gotta really step it up. But going into this period, what are you expecting from Iowa State?
I expect them to come out, like I said they would in the second period. They've got to come out with some fire, and they definitely played better there. For the first 10 minutes of that period, Arizona State really struggled to take control of that puck mostly. Iowa State was really playing a lot better than they did in the first period. It's the first time we've seen them really show off some of the chemistry they have. They've got to keep going with that pressure though and get things in there. I mean, you got a big hill to climb here. 3 goals. It's going to be tough to come in, but they've got to be going with a lot of speed and a lot of physicality. Maybe get Arizona State off their game.
Right, they have to channel in that mindset they had against Minot State because they beat Minot State, wherever that team was. They got to channel that right back here at Oceanside, but do you see them coming back?
I don't really see that happening against this Arizona State team. They're playing too well tonight, and they haven't been able to answer. They've only scored 1 goal in these 2 games now. The offense just doesn't seem to be there at this point right now, and I think Arizona State, they thrive in the third period, especially as we know. And if Iowa State does manage to get on the board, it's the tendency for these Sun Devils to come right back at them and keep going. So no, I really do think this game is in the bag for Arizona State.
Right, I do think that Iowa State might tack on 1 or 2 goals, but I think Arizona State will come back, the floodgates.
I've had the tendency to be wrong a lot this year, so by just saying that Arizona State has it in the bag, that's good news for you Iowa State fans.
Yes. Well, I'm off my game too. What I say, the score was 2-0 after the first period, so I'm off my game too. But now, your head coach, Greg Powers, it's the very last home game for the calendar year. What are you telling your boys right now?
Same thing they do every day. Greg Powers is one of the most even-keeled coaches you'll see out there. He comes in every game. They're never afraid of anybody. They know they're the best team in the country, and with the guys he's got out there, I'm sure he might not even say anything to this team. Even on the bench, he's a quiet coach, not telling his guys much because that's what the practice is for. So in here, he's probably pretty quiet. Keep doing what we're doing out there. We're playing a solid game. Maybe stay out of the box a little bit, be a little more disciplined, and keep pushing. Score some goals, but that's Arizona State hockey for him.
Right. And Powers tells me on a weekly basis at practice, they're just working on them. They're not worried about the other team. Doesn't matter if it's Minot State, doesn't matter if it's U of A, it doesn't really matter if it's a Division II team. They just want to work on them and prolong that. But we will see how the third period shapes up. The puck will get ready to drop here in a couple of minutes. But for Brett Deckert, I'm Allison Cummings. Stay tuned for the interview I did with Troy Hoban last week at practice. Hello and welcome into Hell Frozen Over. I'm Allison Cummings, joined with the guy probably with the best hair on the team, Troy Hoban. So first things first is your hair. You gotta explain this for the viewers.
I don't know, I usually grow it out for the season and cut it every summer, but
summer and decided to just keep growing with it. So I'm debating if I'll get a cut over Christmas, but it'll definitely still be long all season.
All right. And then the No Shave November, how long can your beard actually grow?
Well, I actually grew it out last year, and it got pretty big. I don't know, it keeps going.
Is it like a fear the beard kind of thing?
A little bit. I don't know, a little bit of that and just being lazy and not wanting to shave, I guess.
Yes. And now you are from Minnesota, much different from Arizona State. How did you even hear about coming here?
I actually had a buddy from high school that came down here and found out. He told me that they had a hockey team, so it kind of sparked a little bit of interest and loved the weather, so decided to escape the cold.
Is it weird not having snow around?
It is very weird. Now that it's getting closer to Christmas, and I don't know, it's just a weird feeling, but I don't mind it.
It's probably not even cold for you, huh?
No, not yet.
Not at all. I'm freezing, but I'm from the desert also, so I don't know what to do with snow. I was telling Ryan Ostertag last week. But how did you start playing hockey? Obviously, it's much bigger in Minnesota versus the desert. How did you start playing?
Oh, well, I grew up in a hockey family. I mean, all my siblings played. My mom and my dad both played too, so I kind of just grew up in the atmosphere of it, and I've been in skates since I think I was 3 years old. So.
And what's been your favorite moment so far?
So far, I love the Minot State game. It was one of the best atmospheres I've ever played in, the packed house and just the big intensity of the game, and that was a fun one.
Let's talk about the Williston State game. Actually, you saw you get a little bit physical there. I think they kind of took out Dalia or something had happened there. Talk a little bit about that. How'd you like that team?
I didn't really like them that much. I don't know, they're a chippy, physical team, but that's kind of the style that I'm used to playing coming from Manitoba. So I don't know, I was kind of felt in my element. So.
And you're from Mikawa. A lot of the guys came from like the NAHL or the EJHL. Was it a transition for you coming here to something different?
Yeah, because the NAHL is a lot more finesse than the league that I was in. So playing defense against those kind of guys, a lot more skilled guys, it was kind of a tough transition learning their creativity.
Right, and you also mentioned, I had interviewed you earlier in the season, you had said you didn't quite know all the guys yet, they seem like a good group of guys. What's your take on them now?
Oh, we have a great group of guys. I mean, everybody's meshing together well, and we all have chemistry together, and everybody's just best buds with each other, so it makes it easier.
And anything crazy about anything that you've learned so far?
Not too much, no.
Not too much, like you said earlier, they're all individuals. I was listening back to that interview, trying to see if I could build off of any of those questions, but we'll see. So what's been your favorite Arizona State hockey moment besides Minot? You've faced U of A so far. How did you like playing them?
U of A was a great game. I know that's a long-lived rivalry, so it was fun to become part of that atmosphere. I'm really excited to go down to Tucson and play there. I've heard it's a great place to play, and they always pack the house, so that should be a fun one.
Absolutely. So what's your mindset going down there then?
I don't know. It's going to be tough. We're going to be short-handed, losing a few guys that are going over to Italy for the university game, so we'll be short-handed, but I think it'll be a fun game.
And you're playing Iowa on Monday and Tuesday weekday games, so is that going to be a problem with school, or?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a transition going from weekend games to weekday games, but I think we'll handle it well.
And you're excited to play? What are you expecting from them?
I don't know. I haven't heard too much about them. I'm expecting them to be another physical team like Williston State. They probably won't be the most skilled, but they're definitely here to work hard, and they're coming all this way, so they're going to be looking for a win.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Rich White-Hoban and Allison Cummings, thanks for watching Help Frozen Over.
How do we rise to the challenges before us? Arizona State University.
It's the Sun Devils and the Cyclones here at Oceanside Arena in Tempe, Arizona, getting set for third period action. Alongside Austin Controlas, I'm Kerry Crowley. And Austin, the Sun Devils hold a 3-0 lead. All their goals were scored in the first period. Cyclones went to the locker room hoping that they could continue their success against top 3 teams in the country. Coach Jason Fairman, what did he say to his players?
He has to get them pumped up somehow. I know he met with the assistant captains and captain going in to the second period, but they just weren't able to come out and get anything past Robert Levin. It's going to be possibly the first time this season. We'll see if they can come back, but if they don't, possibly the first time that the Iowa State Cyclones have actually been swept by a team. As you mentioned, they've beaten top 3 teams. They've had success, Minot State and Robert Morris most recently. But against the number 1 Sun Devils, so far they haven't looked like they have against the other top teams in the ACHA. ASU finishing off a power play, 5 seconds here that trailed over from last period.
That's why we saw the line that we did on the ice. Ryan Ostertag, Jordan Young, Sean Murphy, Brian McGinty, and Cale Dolinsky all on the ice. Shot by Murphy. Glove save by Cooper. Matthew Cooper, the Iowa State Cyclones goalkeeper, came into this series very highly touted. He was 14-4-1, of course, suffered the loss last night. His goals allowed average is 1.84 on the season. Austin, you mentioned his 94% save percentage. That's going to take a hit this weekend.
Yeah, it definitely is, but ever since that first period, Kerry, he's had success. Sun Devils really haven't been able to set up as much as they did in the first period.
Arizona State working on the right side of the net. Couldn't quite find the puck in front of Cooper. Now Iowa State, Alex Stevens, the sophomore defenseman, trying to clear it. Mike Dotko, the junior, giving him some help. Puck slides along to Brett Blomgren. I maintain, even with all the difficult names to pronounce in the ACHA, Brett Blomgren will always give me the most trouble with the way it goes back to back.
So you and alliterations don't work out really well together is what you're telling me, huh?
Basically, but you know.
We'll see what the ASU does this period. It looks already that you're going to bring a lot more pressure, a lot more back pressure, it seems like, when Iowa State has the puck in ASU's offensive zone. Try to create some turnovers here. They have a 3-goal lead, so they can bring some more pressure and hope that the odd man rush doesn't really beat them of Iowa State. Iowa State going to pressure ASU as well.
Newmeyer off to Norris. Norris slides it to Blomgren. Blomgren will bring it into the offensive zone, leaves it for Dolinsky. Dolinsky sails it all the way behind the net. Norris picks it up. Danny McAuliffe on the left side along the boards. He's even with the net right now, looking for Dolinsky. Slides across to Newmeyer, and it goes just right of the net. It was right behind the net for a moment, and I totally got into my goal call there because I was certain it was in the net. But alas.
It's that tricky side net view up here that you
the net was
deceiving. Always gets you.
Now the Cyclones will control the puck. Slides it into the offensive zone. Levos picks it up for the Sun Devils. Off to McAuliffe. McAuliffe looking for Dolinsky. He's rebuffed by Arrow Alonto. Here's Preckle. Sun Devils will switch sides on the rink right now. McAuliffe again looking for Norris this time. Puck tied up. It's Levos who comes up with it. Matt Bennett, the man who emerges with it for the Cyclones. Bennett slides it up to Arrow Alonto. Alonto. His pass forward was intercepted, intended for J.P. Kasak. Teams roughing each other up along the board. Zach Holstrom will go behind the net. Now for Arizona State. Puck slides along the left boards. Here come the Cyclones. J.P. Kasak trying to get the shot off. Stuffed once by Preckle. His second shot sailed to the right of the net. And now J.P. Kasak working 1-on-4 here, waiting for some help to arrive. It doesn't quite materialize for him. Now Mark Huber. Huber picked off by Preckle here. Preckle dekes left and right. Throws up the right side of the rink. Puck intercepted by Zach Holstrom. Cyclones trying to get out of their own end. They'll dump it back. Alex Stevens now. Stevens slides it back. Dopko drops it into the offensive zone. Cyclones changing lines, all except for Mike Lascoon. Shot saved by Levin. So we saw Mark Huber. They're just trying to throw it on net, looking for a rebound opportunity perhaps, or to catch Levin sleeping, but not happening tonight.
That's hard to come by here. Robert Levin, as we mentioned, unbelievable rebound control throughout the season, has been exceptional here tonight. You see him gobble up kind of an awkward shot there, took a weird hop.
He's got 3 shutouts on the season. He's 16 minutes away from his 4th. Dave Jancy pushing up the ice. Jancy slap shot saved. Sun Devils able to control this one momentarily, but then the Cyclones will pick it up. That's Chase Ray.
Dave Jancy came extremely close to getting his first of the season. We mentioned his first series back since Oklahoma. We had the interview with him before intermission. Good to have him back, a veteran leader on this team with guys like Heckel and Kahn out. Yuta is also missing, and out Chisholm, who possibly got hurt last night. Sun Devils have to regroup there as the schedule doesn't get any easier. They go down to Tucson next weekend. They have not done that yet this year, so that will definitely be a trip for a lot of these freshmen. The veteran leader is going to have to step up. U of A currently number 12. It's going to be the highest ranked ASU in a long time has ever gone in to Tucson to face the Wildcats with, and we know it's pretty rowdy down there.
Things will especially be rowdy after the Territorial Cup this weekend. Either bragging rights will be held by the Wildcats, or they'll be looking to get some revenge on the ice against the Sun Devils.
Yeah, a lot of ASU U of A action. Cooper gloves that one down. Fancy moves there.
Chris Blessing doing a nice job.
I think it was actually Burkemper who maneuvered his way through there.
It was. 15 minutes to go now, even on the clock.
Yeah, U of A ASU football territorial game on Saturday, and the Sun Devils.
Don't forget the volleyball game on Friday night.
Oh, the volleyball game. There's a ton of action here.
Middle blocker Whitney Follett is in attendance tonight here at the game for the Sun Devils. Danny McAuliffe.
There's actually a good crowd here in Oceanside tonight for a Tuesday night game.
Better than last night's
much
crowd.
Better than last night's crowd.
The
Pep band's here, that's why. Sparky even showed up for this one. I think that's the first time we've had the new Sparky in Oceanside, unless he was here last night. And he was, so I eat my words.
New Sparky, always a controversial subject.
I like him, gonna be honest.
Arrow Alonto pushing the puck up the ice now for the Cyclones.
He's rocking his football jersey, though. He's a little confused.
Liam Norris's shot sails high. Matthew Cooper actually didn't see the puck. And now it's Preston Blanick with an opportunity. Saved by Levin. Yeah, someone needs to get a hockey jersey on Sparky.
Yeah, that's just unacceptable. Where is Ken Lynn? We need to have a word. I'm sure there's an extra jersey lying around that Sparky can throw on. Maybe we don't have his size for his head.
Put on Heckle's jersey tonight.
He's got a pretty big head, Sparky. I don't think even if you have a made jersey for him, I don't know if it's fitting.
He's a size 7 5/8 guy.
Yeah, we could get a goalie jersey on him maybe. That's it. That's your best shot. Yeah, he doesn't wear hats because his head is way too big for any officially made hat. But
he's wearing Joe Delia's #1.
He does have that going for him. And I do like how he matches his hair now with his jersey. That's a cool new thing that Sparky does.
Sparky's a man of many looks now as the Cyclones pushing things into the offensive zone.
Great play there.
Austin Parle with a good pass.
Brett Preckle, great job getting in front of that one, getting it out. And now it's going to be an offside in Iowa State, but Preckle get awareness to deflect that pass out from the crease area.
Parle was the man called offsides there as J.P. Kasak followed him into the zone with the puck. Face-off opportunity now. Trevor Lloyd will lose it to Zach Holstrom. Sun Devils take control.
One thing Iowa State's been extremely good at here tonight, limiting ASU shots attempt. ASU averaging around 40 shots, as there's one right there, 40 shots a game. And tonight, right now, unofficially, ASU with 22, so they're not coming anywhere close to that. They have limited their opponents to around 20 shots a game, and Iowa State with 15, about 13 left to play. That's right on mark, but ever since the first period, ASU's shot total, even in the first period, wasn't that high. They just managed to get a couple past Cooper.
Iowa State really settling in defensively. Trevor Lloyd now looking for Lascoon. Couldn't find him. Puck goes behind the net now. You see Arizona State clearing the puck. Jared Lebas up ahead. Tommy Cooney, the extra man tonight for Arizona State, getting a little bit of work here in the third period. Cooney along the left side. He's rebuffed by 2 Cyclones. Playing very physically, and now Iowa State's got a 2-on-2. Shot sails high, and it's saved. That was Scott Antonsen. And again, another glove save from Levin.
Yeah,
very nice job tonight.
A lot of high shots on Robert Levin, and he has been exceptional all season, especially though on high shots. It's been hard to get one past him, especially glove side. Low shots have actually been what's worked on him. Actually, most of the season, they've usually been awkward goals at that. But Iowa State electing to try to go high really all night.
Iowa State in possession of the puck now, working on their own defensive side of the ice. They'll dump things forward. It won't be icing. The ref says it's tipped. Jordan Young slides it across to Alex Temby. Temby ahead. Couldn't connect with McAuliffe, so that puck will slide all the way down the ice, so we will get an icing call here. No tip. So the Cyclones have an opportunity to win the faceoff in their attack zone.
Well, Neumeier, Levos, and Ostertag, the goal scorers here tonight. Assists going to Norris, Dolinsky, and Blessing. That keeps Dolinsky going. He now has 40 points this season.
29 assists, if I'm correct.
29 assists. That puts him at number 1 in the ACHA with those 29 assists. He has been amazing this season, on pace possibly to match the 70-plus he put up his rookie season with Minot, making his first and last seasons in the ACHA really count. I mean, he's been exceptional every season, really, but the numbers have been unbelievable so far.
McAuliffe behind the net now for the Sun Devils. Puck slides across to Jordan Young. Cyclones packing things in tight. Temby across to Norris. Norris back to Young. Young puts it on net, and the puck hits off Cooper's glove and sails into the sky. The rafters.
The rafters here at Oceanside. ASU, good job finding that back door, getting the pass through the traffic. You mentioned Iowa State really bunching more towards Cooper, leaving kind of the point wide open there for ASU.
Well, in the first period, when the Cyclones did surrender those 3 goals, you could see their defensemen extending all the way out to the blue line. Opportunity now is Murphy. Can't get his stick on it.
Rivard had a good shot there, and it looks like he actually elected to pass, then take the shot. Had a lot of space, it seemed like, and went to Murphy.
Rivard was squared up with the net. Face-off coming. Jordan Young, the first man to possess it. Puck slides behind the net. Rivard crashing the boards hard there. Here comes Kikulia.
We're going to get a
call here.
High stick.
Looks like John Fable was the man called for the high stick, the assistant captain.
ASU going to get a face-off in their offensive zone.
10:56 to go here. Sun Devils still holding a 3-0 lead, and with the way Robert Levin's been playing, Cyclones are going to need some help. They might get it here. Here comes Jake Broom. Broom looking for a man. Double team. Can't find it. Lets go of the puck. He'll come off for a line change. He leaves it for Fable. Fable working in the corner. Neumeier giving him all the pressure he can handle right now. Give Zach Holstrom credit for helping him out. Behind the net go the Sun Devils. Blomgren waiting patiently. Here's Blessing now. Sun Devils content to just hold on and possess this puck right now. Blessing making a few guys miss. Now here's Ostertag. Leaves it for Blessing. Blessing in front of the net. Looking for Holstrom. Can't connect with each other. Would have been a nice opportunity. Drew Neumeier sending the puck into the offensive zone, allowing for a line change. Dave Jancy, Jared Levos onto the ice for the Sun Devils. Jared Levos tries to put it on net. That's deflected. Preston Blanick, the freshman. And again, the Cyclones unable to find offensive rhythm. They're going to be called for icing here. 9:38 to go now.
We'll see what they do about the changes here as Iowa State maybe got somebody on there. They had about 7 guys on the ice. The linesman had to figure out who to keep on with the icing.
Would have given them a nice scoring opportunity to go 7-on-5 perhaps, but the ref said no.
They're just trying to get a change in there. Weren't able to do it, it looks like, as 2 guys do come off for a change.
McGinty along the boards is cleared out by the Cyclones defense.
And we're going to get another icing. So one thing ASU's been consistent about all season long, their stamina has usually outlasted other teams, and that's really paid off. You see Iowa State struggling to get anything going, a couple icings.
Now McAuliffe giving chase into the corner as Dopko tries to work the puck out of the defensive zone. Preckle up ahead. He would have had Liam Norris. Could have gone 2-on-1 with Cale Dolinsky. Instead, Norris unable to get his stick on the puck. Jared Levos sends it forward. Cooper puts his stick on it. Alex Stevens, the defenseman, trying to get it out. Norris looking now. Opportunity perhaps for the Sun Devils. Norris goes in front of net. Had Dolinsky momentarily. But those two unable to match up. Save from Levin. Second chance opportunity now. You rarely see the rebounds. But Jared Levos, the defenseman, giving chase.
Huber took the shot there. He had Scott Antonsen with him coming down the ice and took the shot basically from the blue line. Iowa State had numbers. Interesting move. I guess he was looking for that rebound. Didn't really work out the way you wanted to.
Coach Jason Fairman not going to be too pleased with that opportunity.
This really depends how they wanted to play it there. That was a little deep for a rebound chance, but he did keep it low. And
at this point, you have to take your shots when you can get them. You can't really fault Huber. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Iowa State longtime head coach Al Murdoch has decided to retire in the middle of the season, going out, as he said, on top after the Cyclones swept Minot State, the previous #2 team in the ACHA. Minot has fallen back to #3. Cyclones standing at #4 after that win. Those wins.
Yeah, Robert Morris currently sitting at #2, so a little movement. Not really much in the ACHA top 25. U of A falling out of the top 10 after their schedule has gone considerably harder, but they have struggled a little more as this season has gone on. Had an extremely good stretch, taking care of UCO and Oklahoma in the beginning of the season.
Chance now for Burkemper, deflected. Good job now by the Cyclones. Shot from Rivard, deflected by Cooper. Now Rivard again with a chance. The Cyclones come up with this one. It's Sellers. Sun Devils dumping into the offensive zone. That one took a hop right in front of Cooper. Shot was from Alex Tempe right at the red line, center ice. 7:22 to go now. Kerry Crowley alongside Austin Controlis here for the Walter Cronkite Sports Network. Bringing you all of Arizona State's home hockey games.
There we are, ASU home hockey, ASU clubless cross. When that starts up in the spring, all live, cronkitesports.com. Also have a ton of video coverage and articles on ASU sports all around.
Play getting physical as Ostertag levels his man on the far boards.
Got the fans in it a little bit. Let's go Devils chant starting.
And now here come the Cyclones charging hard. It's Aero Alonto, the defenseman, trying to make something out of nothing. John Fable had an opportunity on the right side. Jake Brune. Sun Devils now with a chance to clear it. It's Ostertag. Ostertag can't work it into the offensive zone. Now it's Fable. Fable, 1-on-2. His shot nowhere close to Levin. Good defense from Burkemper. Check that Blomgren.
And Brune actually had Kukulia when he was behind the net there. He just took way too long to turn around and find him. He was sitting in the slot calling for the puck. And another good opportunity there from Favel, but great job by Blomgren to get his body in front of it, disrupt the shot.
Clock ticking, just about 6 minutes to go here from Oceanside Arena. Arizona State hoping to improve to 21-0 on the season. Maintain its #1 ranking before the trip down to Tucson. Here's Ostertag in front of the net. Almost had Jancy. Preckle, back to McGinty, couldn't connect. Cooper finally comes up with the puck. McGinty with a great opportunity. It didn't hit Cooper's glove, won't go down as a shot.
ASU looking to add just a couple more. If they get the sweep here, it'll be 2 years in a row that ASU has swept Iowa State. They did it last year, early in the season when they faced Iowa State. And they won 4-3 and 2-1, both extremely close matches. A little different from this season, but last night was a lot closer, as Carrie mentioned, than the score really made it seem. This one, though, really has been all ASU. Only the first period, though, really, is since then both teams have kind of neutralized each other.
Here's Cale Dolinsky. Would have been called for offsides if he touched the puck again. Now Lebos. Up to Preckle.
Iowa State going for the home run pass there when you're down 3-0. Probably not really what you want to be looked at doing. You want to really get it into the offensive zone. If it works, it looks good. But other than that, pretty easy turnover there for the Sun Devils.
Sean Murphy in the face-off circle for Arizona State. Scott Antonson will do the honors for the Cyclones. It's Murphy who wins it. Back to Jordan Young. Young all the way across to McAuliffe. McAuliffe had Tepe behind him instead. Chase Ray with the shot. Sails off Robert Levin's glove. Levin again forced to make a save in front of the net as Chase Ray was the man in front of him.
Robert Levin, a good job there, squeezing it between his kneecaps, really, and he did it multiple times. Because I don't think he knew it was there or not, but a good job of keeping it from squirting back out. He's unofficially now faced 19 shots from Iowa State, has looked as good as always in net tonight. Him and Joe DeLeo have really been a great pair so far this season. Both really pushing each other, it seems like, as this season goes on. Both looking really better and better with each game played.
Well, entering tonight, the Sun Devils have only allowed 22 goals in 20 games this year. Sean Murphy got decked in front of the Sun Devil bench. Coach Greg Powers wasn't too pleased with that one, and neither were his teammates.
Could have been easily a check from behind call.
No call from the refs. Cyclones' opportunity snuffed out. Arizona State controls the puck. Jordan Young behind the net. 4 minutes to go at Oceanside. Here's Murphy charging ahead. Cyclones kicking the puck away. We're going to have a penalty called here. It's going to go against the Sun Devils. Goalie coming off the ice for the Cyclones. Extra man coming forward. Cyclones still in possession of the puck. It's 6-on-5 right now. Here's Alex Stevens, the defenseman, tries to put it on net. Rebound, can't get it. Sun Devils hoping just to maintain possession. They finally do. Iowa State had about 15 seconds there, but they had a 6-on-5 chance in their offensive zone. Penalty's going to go against Sean Murphy. Check that. Jordan Young. Saw the 3 on the side of his jersey. And Murphy had been skating ferociously. So with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go, Iowa State going to need a lot of help here to pull off the victory, but perhaps they can get a little momentum going with a goal here.
There goes Cale Dolinsky, takes out Cooper a little bit, and whistle is going to be blown, and now Dolinsky going to go to the box for interference for clipping
That world famous Sun Devil penalty kill we've talked about is going to get a workout in the next minute and 49 seconds, as both Murphy and Delinsky, who's really the leader of the penalty kill, especially with Heckel out tonight, are in the box.
Well, that's going to be a big spot. Coach Powers not really happy with that call, as Delinsky, I'm going to say, kind of got ridden in to Murphy as he went to be at that puck, but did get a piece of him, so that's where the call is, and now a timeout is going to be taken by Iowa State, as they have a great opportunity now with 1:49 of 5-on-3 play. So Coach John Fairman going to call his team over, try to draw something up to just get them on the board and kind of get things going here.
The Sun Devils have 7 wins against top 10 teams this year, including last night's victory over Iowa State. They would make it 8 out of 21 tonight. They played a brutal schedule in the first half. Like you mentioned, Austin, that'll only continue when they travel to Tucson, the most hostile environment they'll face this season.
Yeah, they travel to Tucson. They get a little bit of break. They come back, and they're facing a lot of the WCHL as they got to make a trip. Or excuse me, the Oklahoma's come here. They've already completed that trip, but they do have to make a Colorado trip, play U of A a couple more times. Some of those count for WCHL, some don't, because the two teams play so much in a season. Some of those are out-of-conference games, but no, it does not get much easier for this team, but they are currently have a comfortable lead. Carey in the WCHL, sitting in first place with 17 points. I believe they're currently 8-0.
Iowa State 5-on-3 chance here. Matt Bennett sliding around. Auntie Alonto. Alonto, left side, top blue line. Shot fired. Deflected up in the air. Arizona State able to clear it out.
Excuse me, 6-0 in WCHL play with 17 points. I gave him 2 extra there.
Here's Matt Bennett. Bennett working it forward. A minute 12 on the first penalty. Tack on 12 seconds of that, and you've got the penalty time remaining on the second one. Shot off the post. Good effort there from Bennett. The defenseman pestering the net, trying to get one on Robert Levin right now. Bennett to Brune. Brune outside, and Arizona State is going to be able to clear this. Newmeyer is actually going to charge forward, but instead he'll pull back just up into the offensive zone. Burkemper went forward as if to go on the attack, but the Sun Devils decided they didn't want to leave 2 men back, just 1 man back, excuse me, and send 2 forward. The 5-on-3 opportunity. Puck sliding around in front of the net right now. Arizona State unable to control it. Again, 20 seconds to go on the first power play. Shot there, Alonto can't connect. Good save by Jared Levos. Burkemper having to rotate over. Now it's Levos rotating. Shot in front of the net, and it's off the post.
Well,
no, it was Chase Ray.
It was a broken stick. I don't know if that hit post, but unbelievable luck here for Iowa State on this 5-on-3 chance. First, a shot that goes off the post. Second, a broken stick, and now only 8 seconds of this 5-on-3 opportunity left. You just know the game is not going your way that night when something like that happens on 5-on-3. One off the post and another broken stick on your second opportunity. 2 great looks. Just didn't work out. As you hear Coach Powers yelling, I believe Jordan Young is going to, when he gets on the ice, possibly stay on the ice to make it those 12 seconds. We'll see. No, he's actually going to come completely off. He thought about staying on the ice. You hear Coach Powers yelling, here, 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 as Jancy comes on for Young, and Sun Devils have successfully killed the 5-on-3.
That really says a lot about this penalty kill unit. 95% entering the night, and that number continues to go up as we have a minute to play now at Oceanside Arena. Cyclones not giving up yet. They're still charging hard. Dave Jancy controls the puck for the Sun Devils. Leaves it for Cale Delinsky. Delinsky in the corner. Jancy trying to recover the puck. He's not able to do so. Mark Huber giving chase for the Cyclones. Huber ahead. Norris picks off the puck for the Sun Devils. And it's regained again by Chase Ray for the Cyclones. Neither team able to get much possession right now. Jancy, the one who comes up with this one, and again, Chase Ray giving chase. Under 30 seconds to go now from Oceanside, 3-0 it remains, Sun Devil lead.
Pep Band getting an ASU chant going here in the final 15.
This one goes behind the net, Levas controls it. Now it's Norris, 5 seconds left, he'll send it across to Brett Preckle, back to Chris Burkemper, and the clock runs out here at Oceanside. The Sun Devils improved to 21-0 on the season. Meanwhile, the number 4 Iowa State Cyclones have been swept for the first time this season. That coming off a very impressive series against Arizona and 2 wins against Minot State as well.
And ASU for the first time, or excuse me, ASU the first team, I should say, to sweep Iowa State this season. And a great performance from Robert Levin in net after the first period. The ASU offense kind of went to sleep, or got complacent, you could say. Not as many opportunities, and it was Levin who shut out Iowa State. Another shutout for him as he just continues to play out of his mind. His 4th of the season puts him right up there with the top in the ACHA. I believe it gets him into the top 5, if not ties him for the lead in shutouts in the ACHA. As I believe 4 was the magic number. And another storyline to pick out: without Colin Heckel, without Fez Khan, without Patrick Udez, the Sun Devils still easily able to beat the number 4 team in the country. Speaks a lot about the depth of this team and the play of the young recruits who have really stepped up. Ryan Ostertag, really the man to pinpoint, if you want to, of the young guys this series.
We're waiting momentarily on an interview from Casey Fier. She's going to talk to, it looks like, Danny McAuliffe, the Sun Devil forward and senior assistant captain. We're waiting for Fier to get set up with McAuliffe, and then we'll hear from head coach Greg Powers. So we'll send things down to Casey, who's here with Danny McAuliffe.
Danny, as one of the leaders of this team, can you talk a bit about how great the freshmen have been so far this season?
They've been great, and I think these last 2 games really proved how good they were. When we need them to step up and score big goals, they do, all of them, so it's been great.
Now next weekend going into U of A, you along with 4 other guys are going to be gone off in Italy. Is the team worried at all having so many guys missing against such a big opponent?
I mean, Powers is going to have to patchwork the lineup a little bit, but I mean, like you saw this weekend or this week, our rookies are really good, and we have all the confidence in the world that they're going to get the job done.
Now speaking of Italy, you guys are going to have a great opportunity to go and play with guys from around the world. How excited are you about that?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's my senior year. I couldn't ask for a better way to end my college career. We're all looking forward to it, and it's really nice that there's 5 of us all going, so it's going to be a really great experience.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Now we will stay down there with Casey Fier with Coach Powers.
Coach, you guys moved to 21-0, and you just swept a team that hasn't been swept all season. What do you think that says about the growth of this team and this program as a whole?
I think it's really awesome. I mean, it's great considering, how short we are right now. I mean, we have a lot of depth, but let's face it, we have a lot of really high-level top-line guys out, and it's starting to show. But the guys came out, played really good and played simple hockey, and I think that Iowa State's a good team, so they're going to be tough to beat come March.
Were you guys hoping to play off of the fact that this was their 4th game in 5 days, hoping that they'd be tired and really just outskate them tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the key, our game plan was to get on top of them and come out hard and build a quick lead and try and wear them down and use our 4 lines to outlast them, and that's what he did.
Now, speaking of guys being gone, you're going to lose 5 more next week. They're off in Italy playing. Is that going to change at all how you practice this week and your strategy going into U of A?
I think the key is take some time off through Thanksgiving and let these guys heal up and get as healthy as we can going into U of A and try and get a couple of those guys back. And, we're going to go down and do our best when those 5 guys are over in Italy. But, again, we go down there and we expect to win.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
It's improved to 21-0 with a 3-0 victory tonight. And, of course, the story right now, will the Sun Devils lose? Their best opportunity to be upset could be next weekend, and check that 2 weeks from now, against the Arizona Wildcats. Austin, Casey mentioned with Coach Powers that 5 Sun Devils will be gone. And the story tonight was how well the Sun Devils were able to deal without Colin Heckel, Fez Khan, Udez, and a few others missing.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I mean, McAuliffe and McGinty, really the big two that are going to be missing. Newmeyer could be gone as well. And I believe Blomgren, another one that could be gone, or will be gone, excuse me, to Italy. You saw it this series, though. I mean, Coach Powers mentioned it. With the depth being so thin, they were able to pull it off. I mean, with those 5 guys missing next week, it will be interesting, but if Heckel's able to come back healthy, if Kahn's able to come back, and if Udez is able to come back in 2 weeks, which I think all 3 will really be able to do, I think the Sun Devil team is still going to have a great chance to continue their win streak in U of A.
Well, it was about this time last season when the Sun Devils started to break down a little bit with injuries, but they appear to be holding up well right now. The longest win streak in program history, up to 21 games. They will retain the #1 spot in the ACHA rankings after sweeping the Iowa State Cyclones. A very impressive victory, but that does it for us here from Oceanside Arena tonight. Make sure to stay tuned for post-game coverage from our post-game reporters. For Ryan Hess on production, Matt Seaman on camera, and Austin Controlis, I was honored to fill in for Nick Merrick on the broadcast tonight. Stay tuned for more Arizona State hockey coverage coming up next.
When you support AID, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
Imagine what it feels like to be a champion. To have sold-out crowds every game. To know that night in and night out, your team is the best.
1-0 pitch, swung on in this loop into shallow right field. That'll drop, and the Sun Devils have won it!
We all want to win, but are you willing to do what it takes to get there? Are you willing to make a year-round commitment to being a Sun Devil? Will you be there for us every game, helping us win? Make a difference by joining the Sun Devil Club. It's one thing to be there when history is made, but wouldn't it be great to know you helped make history? One Devil at a time, we all join the club.
How do we rise to the challenges before us? Arizona State University.
RefWorks helped me create a bibliography in no time at all. Thanks, RefWorks!
RefWorks helped me get an A on my term paper. What a confidence booster. Thanks, RefWorks.
Once you try RefWorks, you'll never go back. I use RefWorks daily, and in just 1 week, I lost 10 pounds. Thanks, RefWorks.
Individual results may vary.
3-0, the final score here at Oceanside Ice Arena. The Arizona State Sun Devils for their 21st win in a row, 21-0 against the Iowa State Cyclones. I'm Allison Cummings alongside Brett Deckert. And one really important thing that period was the power play for Iowa State there towards the end. They had a 5-on-3 opportunity. How crucial was that play? Well,
late in the game, you don't want to give the the Cyclones a chance to get back in the game, but the Sun Devils did just that. Two-man advantage there with about a minute 45 as a lot of ice time, but the Sun Devils did a great job. I almost even forgot that there was only 3 guys on the ice. They played a nice nice triangle there, kept the puck along the shot. There's barely any chances. One went off the post, as we saw there, but besides that, the Cyclones struggled to get that chance they needed to get the lead down to 1, and then maybe a second one with the other power play, get a game going with in the last couple minutes there, but all for naught.
Absolutely, and that was all for nothing for the Cyclones, certainly. That was the make-or-break period. They haven't been swept all season. They got a sweep here at Arizona State. But let's talk about the goaltending change. They switched their goaltenders, and then Arizona State couldn't score another goal. So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I think it was a mixture of some good goaltending and then coupled with some great defense. The Cyclones really settled down in their defensive zone. They didn't give the same chances and the same opportunities to the Sun Devils. The first 2 periods last night, we saw a lot of traffic in front of the net that was keeping pucks from getting straight to Cooper. In the first period today, Cooper was a little softer today, but pucks were getting right to him, some nicer chances. And then as we saw after the change, this defense buckled down too. A lot of times a change like that can really get in the mind of your team, especially on defense, that, hey guys, this isn't just about goaltending. This is about the whole team's playing. It kind of is a Kickstarter a lot of coaches use, and it did work, especially on defense, but the things just didn't get going on the offensive side for the Cyclones.
Right, and they are an incredibly high-ranked team, but they didn't necessarily perform like it, but they're incredibly deep. They beat Minot, so a lot of power to them. I'm sure we'll see them in the postseason moving forward. But let's talk about the Sun Devils now. They will be heading into Tucson next to face the Wildcats for a rival series, and they'll be down 5 guys due to Italy. They're talking about it. Carrie and Austin mentioned it earlier, but 5 guys down to Italy. How is this going to impact the team, and will it?
Well, will it? That's the big question, because as we've mentioned, every single broadcast, almost every time we talk about this, it's depth. This Arizona State team is incredibly deep. So will it affect them? Sure. We're going to see some different line formations here, and the Wildcats down in Arizona are going to look to really take advantage of that. But I don't think it's any different from what we've seen before. We saw them out 7 guys against Delaware, 4 last night, and especially the past 2 nights. You haven't had Heckle and Kahn for a couple weeks now. I don't think this is really going to be a big issue for them. They know how to adjust. This team is good enough, and they can score across the board. Their defense is outstanding, and I don't really see that being a problem for them going ahead. Coach Powers knows how to collect his guys and keep them going forward with what they have.
And Brett, I think it honestly just lights a fire, and then they're like, oh, we're down players. Right. Personal challenge accepted. I feel like they even play better that way.
Right, you're 21-0. What do you have to play for now? Hey, let's prove it to them that we can keep going with all these fewer guys out there. If they can step on the ice every time and keep winning, that's all they're looking for.
And they have that really nice target painted across their back, getting bigger and bigger. 21-0, that's the story, but that will do it here at Oceanside Ice Arena. For Brett Deckert, I'm Allison Cummings. Have a good night.